Robert Downey Jr. is the only option to play Dr. Doom in the MCU. On the surface, yes, it looks like, well, if you could be Iron Man, because he was Iron Man before, you could be Iron Man again, right? Gotta be, right? When you read a comic, you can understand the characters and you see how much of a contrast they are. He ain't a clone. It ain't the same character. They're not fucking twins. He did become infamous Iron Man. He became a hero using Stark's armor after Tony Stark was dead in the comics. He never became Tony Stark. He never said I was a variant. It'd be like, you dropped that hat, I picked it up and put it on. I'm not Adrian. I'm just Mike wearing a hat Adrian used to wear.
Correct.
It's really not that fucking complicated to understand. Wonder Man, the runtimes for this show have been released. There's no episode over 35 minutes long. And by the time you take out the credits and shit, you're probably talking somewhere between 15 and 18 minutes an episode. Still taking a movie, and instead of doing a straight to streaming movie, they turn it into a show.
Right.
That's what they're doing. No one can convince me otherwise, Adrian.
I agree with that.
The characters that we see in the MCU are not always, one for one to who they are in the comics, right? Taskmaster, fucking Captain Marvel. I mean, you listen to Hulk now with the arm hurt. Casting Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom is not lazy. It's motherfucking genius. All right. Welcome to Only Comics. I'm Mike. That's Adrian.
What's up, man?
What's up, bro?
I'm in my DMX mode, boy.
Yo, for real?
Yeah.
What happened, dude?
A little cold, with the
shit.
New England weather, it's like it was 30 degrees last week.
Yep.
Then it jumped up to like 60 over the weekend. So you do that until it solidifies around January. Well, you get kind of caught up in some of that.
Yep.
So that's what happens. First thing that happens, I get sinus infection. So here we go.
It's fun, dude. But you know what, Adrian? You made it here today.
Yes.
Made it here for all the interns.
Yep.
And I kind of, I decided something, Adrian. We have the interns, and then we have the legion of interns. It's 2 levels here.
Okay.
Technically, everybody who watches us is an intern.
Sure.
So I just want to make that clear. So welcome interns and welcome legion of interns.
Okay.
Those are the individuals that, they're like the inner circle here,
All right.
They're part of the membership. They get an extra podcast every week. So if you want to hop on that, you can. It's in the description. And if you don't, fucking don't. But you got Only Comics today, Adrian. It's the holiday season too.
It is. Christmas trees are going up.
You got yours up yet?
Yes.
I got mine up.
Yep.
It's up. Where I gotta get one more strand of lights. You always like misjudge,
Sure.
You fucking get lights, not enough, But you also have this, you call it the speed bump along the way. Thanksgiving's coming up soon. Which, dude, as a big back myself, Adrian, and an adult, Thanksgiving's probably my favorite holiday, bro.
Well, it's not my favorite, but it's definitely second.
Yeah, okay. So it's top 2. It's not number 1.
Yeah, no.
The problem about holidays and get-togethers, though, you ever go to one and the food's just not like the food that you would prepare?
No, I don't do that at all because I gave up that.
You've
20
been there,
years
though.
ago.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's hard because, but I came with the perfect solution, because when someone comes to your place and you probably get a lot of, your food's good, it was really good, right?
Sure.
Now, if it's not, what do you think you could say to, not be offensive?
About my food not being good?
No, about the other. You go somewhere else, and you want to compliment them on them inviting you to this party, but the food just wasn't.
Dude, again, I'm beyond that. I tell them, yo, your food's salty. This fucking sucks. Or the ultimate judgment is I'm silent. I just don't eat the food again.
Oh, there's that.
They wonder, why you don't come back? Because then I tell them, because your shit sucks.
I got the perfect solution.
Oh my God.
No, this is not nothing crazy.
Mr. Political here.
All you do is just say, thank you. How
how
was my food, Adrian? Thank you. I'm going to start doing that to the people that are not interns that leave stupid ass comments. Instead of me getting all upset, riled up, I'm just going to go, thank you.
There's a response when people say something stupid, and you say, that's interesting.
It's on the same, it's along the same line. So you're picking up what I'm putting down. Or you could be like, yo, your shit sucks. Don't ever fucking invite me again. Whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do. But what we're going to do today, Adrian, we got some comic news and rumors. We got a lot of people liked our last episode. Everybody liked it. It was big. It was beautiful. But we did a magic deep dive. I got another deep dive today. So even though I said I wasn't going to let the comments bother me, I'm letting them bother me because I'm so fucking sick and tired of this, Adrian. It's lazy to bring back Robert Downey Jr. He's just going to be a Tony Stark variant.
We still on that?
We're still on that. People still believe
Wow.
it. It's lazy. It's lazy. It's so lazy. So I'm going to break down, Adrian, Iron Man and Doom today. Mm-hmm. We went over Doom's magic yesterday, last week. I don't know, all the days are blending. The last time we were here doing this, we went over Doom's magic, Scarlet Witch, Doctor Strange. So if you haven't checked that out, go check that out. But watch this first. Finish this, go back. But what we didn't really talk about in depth was Doom's personality, who Doom is, things he stands for, his upbringing. So we're going to compare these two today so y'all can stop saying, not you guys, the other people.
Right.
Stop fucking thinking, it's just a Doom, it's just Iron Man variant. I'm going to show you how different they are. Now, there are some similarities.
Sure.
I think when I'm done, you'll realize they're kind of like opposite sides of the same coin type of thing. So, why it makes sense for Robert Downey Jr. to play both of them.
Right. They're the opposite side of narcissism.
There you go. So anyways, that's later. So stay tuned. Adrian, right now, what we're going to do is get into our news and rumors. First thing, this isn't a rumor. This has been confirmed. I saw this. So Fantastic Four First Steps dropped earlier this year. I think we both pretty much, one of the better movies of the year.
Sure.
Impressed them. I think really my only critique of the movie, ain't even the movie, it's just Pedro Pascal's face.
Right. I told you guys. I told you.
And that's the only issue, really.
He just does not embody Reed.
No. But although I think he did a really good job of portraying Reed.
Sure.
He acted like Reed. Mm-hmm. He just didn't look like Reed.
Correct.
It'd be like, there's a new Michael Jackson movie coming out. Did you see this trailer?
No, I did not.
His nephew's playing him. He in a lot of the scene, and he plays him through all the different eras from when he goes from black to Dominican to Puerto Rican to white. He changes his complexion.
Nephew from who?
One of the fucking
Tito's, one of them dragons. Tito's. Tito. I can't imagine.
But
anyway,
trailer looks good. Looks like they paid a lot of attention to detail. Okay. So I'm looking forward to seeing this movie. But Pedro Pascal playing Reed would be like me playing Michael Jackson in this movie.
Yes.
From a look standpoint.
Yeah.
Assuming I could move and dance and sing like Michael, but I can't. So anyways, that movie, Marvel, I think they're doing some self-glazing here, Adrian. Now, it's all relative, and I'm going to tell you what they did. I want your opinion on this. So they labeled this movie on Disney Plus as a box office hit. Now, the movie did 521 million worldwide. There's a group of people out there, it's probably the same ones that think Tony Stark is Victor Doom. They go, it flopped, the movie flopped, it flopped so bad. Now, I'm kind of on the fence here. In your opinion, in 2025, is 521 million worldwide for a movie a box office hit, in your opinion?
I'll try to put it in perspective for people. When your money should make money, right? And if you spend $100 and it brings you back $200, you've doubled your money,
making
right?
money while you're making money.
Anybody would do that.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good deal, right?
Sure.
If you spend $300 million on something and you make back $200 million, it's not doubling your money, but it's better than putting it in the bank.
Sure.
You made an investment. You got a return. You didn't go under. You didn't break even. You got a return. And anything over 4, 5, or up to 7%, anything above those numbers, excellent.
Sure.
You can't think that you're going to go and double, triple your money on every transaction. That's the problem with today's people. Back in the day when you got 10, 15% interest, oh my God, you're doing better than the rest of the universe.
Right.
Now everybody wants, 100% return on their money. That's just not the way that shit works. So no, $500 million is not a flop by any stretch of the imagination. Okay. Breaking even would not have been a flop.
Right.
If their budget is $300 million and they only made $100 million, that's a flop. Breaking even, not a flop. You cover your expenses. Anything above, excellent.
So you box office hit, in your opinion?
Yes.
I think so.
I could have just said, box office hit, right?
But you explain what's going on in the inner workings, Adrian. I would say it's a box office hit, but for a different reason. So I'm glad you explained, because I'm looking at it from a standpoint of what other movies did at the box office. Forget about what we invested. Maybe we didn't fucking make our money back, but from a box office standpoint, this was one of the top maybe 5 movies of the year. I mean, you got Superman that did a little bit more. You have the Demon Slayer, the anime movie that's approaching like $1 billion.
Right.
I think that may be
K-pop thing.
Yeah, some shit like that. Oh, no, not K-pop. That's the Netflix one, but actual Demon Slayer. It's a big anime. It's been a show for years, and they did a movie, and that movie, I think it's closing on $1 billion. But outside of that, I don't know of any other. It wasn't fucking weapons, like everybody's glazing the weapons. Weapons. Wasn't that? So to me, I don't think saying it's a box office hit is that crazy. The reported budget for the movie was $200 million before marketing. They made $521. So it probably came close to breaking even when you add in the marketing dollars in there. And then you got the split with it. That's what people don't think about either. Like $521 million, a percentage of that went to the movie theaters.
Sure.
They don't just let you show the movie for fucking free there.
Right.
It's all a business too, to your point. But I don't think it's that crazy for Disney to be self-glazing a little bit and call it a box office hit. I mean, you got to be proud of your shit, right?
I mean, look at the shit Snyder's doing. He's posting up fucking black and whites and expecting people to be like, oh, fucking Snyder.
From a movie he made like 10 years ago. Like, bro, give it up, dude. He's like the guy who, won a Super Bowl in Pee Wee football when they were 11. And there's every time you get together, yo, Adrian, remember when I ran that touchdown in the fourth quarter and we won?
Yeah, bringing this trophy to interviews and shit.
Yeah, right. You're like, bro,
job interviews.
We were 10, bro. I don't even fucking remember. I do. I still got the trophy in my room.
Right.
Shut the fuck up. Anyways, moving on. Speaking of Doom, we got some Doomsday news this week. It's going to be a theme, Adrian, every week, I think. It's like, remember when we were on this kind of road to Deadpool Wolverine? Sure. Every fucking week there was a theory of this or that, but it keeps you kind of excited along the way. So last week we talked about the Doctor Doom theory of incursions, destroying his planet, loses his family, yada, 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 moves on to another dimension. So the other rumor this week, it mentions nothing about an incursion, but it does mention an explosion that left his whole body damaged and his family died in that explosion. So we're getting a lot of rumors about Doom's getting fucked up, losing his family, and then you get the whole Darth Vader analogy. And I think this is also another part where people are seeing the parallels in Tony Stark, because we'll get into Iron Man later. I know y'all have all seen the fucking movie. You know why he needed the suit. But they're kind of writing this character to be a character that needs the suit to survive. The body's so fucked up. But that's like a Darth Vader thing. Everybody, when we first saw Darth Vader, he's a shit, he's awesome. Then you get the backstory and realize, oh shit, he's like a fucking RoboCop in the suit. Half his body's gone, arm's been cut off, all this shit. But this suit is keeping him alive. And it sounds like that's what they're going for with Doom. So that's the other thing, when people go, well, what about when they see Robert Downey Jr.'s face? What are you going to do? See it through the fucking eye holes? Like, he's going to be in the mask a good chunk of these movies. He's Dr. Doom.
Right.
So someone said to me, oh, well, you think they're just going to bring back Robert Downey Jr. and not show his face? Yeah. Why wouldn't they?
I mean,
I'm sure there'll be some scenes. But
there will be some scenes that I anticipate them being brief.
Yeah. Like, he's not going to be out there showing his face the whole fucking time. Like, this is just, as you know, Adrian, I've been trying to hold off on saying this today, but they just need to read a comic, because in the comics, Doom's face is covered 99% of the time. And when he takes it off, he looks, side note, that movie, you mentioned this a while back, The Substance? With Debbie Moore?
Demi Moore.
Demi. Yep. Debbie? No. I watched it this past week, and holy fucking shit, bro. Like,
it's different, right?
It's different.
Yeah.
It's one of these movies, and I see this trend in Hollywood. The movie is really, really intriguing in the beginning. Really, really entertaining throughout. And then the end turns into somebody's fucking fever dream on crack, bro. Like, did we really need this fucking chicken nugget looking fucking entity crawling around with a head in the back and teeth everywhere and fucking boobs everywhere. Seriously?
Yeah, seriously.
The movie should have ended when she fucking killed her in the apartment. They both should have just died there.
Right.
Like, you took a pretty solid movie and turned it into a fucking freak show.
I'm wondering about these people, dude. It's like this shit starts to come out as they get older. They want to do full frontal.
Yeah.
They want to do all this weird shit.
Right.
It's like, yeah, but nobody wants to see your 60-year-old fucking titties and shit, dude.
Honestly, I'd have taken more of that than that fucking blob of bodies combined. My. And then it just kept going on. And then walks to the New Year's Eve presentation and gets on stage with the fucking
yeah.
Oh my God! So have y'all seen that? Don't watch it.
Ends up being a fucking a splash on the sidewalk, which gets picked up by some vacuum cleaner or some shit. Oh my God, dude! It was just ridiculous. Like, and before you go, you just don't understand it, bro. The point they were trying. No, I understand it. I get all the fucking undertones about bodies, positive age. I get all that shit. It just was a little much. So, anyways, what's have to do with this? Nothing. It just the damaged face. We don't need to see it that much, right?
And it's such a contrast from the comics where his face gets scarred depending on what origin, but he's basically trying to rescue his mother's soul.
Sure. In
college, fucking Reed told him don't do that shit. He's like, "Fuck you, Reed. I know everything." And he fucks himself up.
He didn't tell him not to do it. He told him that there was error in his calculation, and his arrogance wouldn't allow him to accept Reed's thing. He thought Reed was trying to sabotage him.
Damn. And we'll get into why Doom is like that, because he had a fucked up upbringing. So anyways, either way, though, it sounds like something happens that destroys his family, sends him on this revenge path. Body's all fucked up. That's why he's got the suit and the armor. I'm interested to see how much of the magic they're going to lean on.
Right.
Because the characters that we see in the MCU are not always one for one to who they are in the comics.
Sure.
Right? Taskmaster, fucking Captain Marvel. I mean, you could listen to the Hulk now with oh my God, my boo-boo, my arm hurt. Anyways, so, how much of that do they tap into? I got to imagine with Doctor Strange being a big presence in the MCU, Wanda's impact on the MCU, the magic that we saw in Ironheart, I'm assuming they're going to play off of that with Doom. I'm assuming he's going to be a magic wielder in the MCU. Would you be surprised if he wasn't?
I wouldn't be, because for literally most of the time that I grew up reading the Fantastic Four / Doom.
Yeah.
There was no magic involved.
Okay.
There were hints of it.
Yeah.
We understood about his mother. We understood why he was trying to experiment in college, but really didn't see a lot of magic until later on.
Okay. So, so to that point, I guess it could be either or.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking with the landscape of how much magic's been a piece of this.
I agree.
Saga. It'd be strange if they didn't, Right. Anyways, Doomsday set to be released December 18th next year. Shit's almost a year away, Adrian. Right. Fucking time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, there's that. Well, time flies when you get older, too.
Yeah, why is that, bro? Like, when I was I'll be 40 next month. When I was 14, bro, a month felt like 2 years.
And now I wake up every day is fucking Friday, dude.
Yeah.
Literally.
Dude,
and it's not that doesn't mean a good weekend.
No.
Because, when you're hustling, every day is a work day. But it means that you wake up and the week goes so fast. Next thing you know, it's Friday. It's like, what the fuck happened, dude?
The days go fast. Sometimes I lay down at bed, I'm in bed, and I feel like it's Groundhog's Day.
Right.
I'm like, how many times have I fucking done this today? Like, it feels like it just. But anyway, we had some Scarlet Witch news. We talked about Scarlet Witch. I'm still a Wanda Glazer, Adrian. Day in, day out. I need to get a nice Wanda shirt.
Sure.
We've seen a lot of her in the MCU since her debut. She's a character that, outside of how much I glaze the character itself, the MCU has done a really good job with that character. They've not done a great job with all characters. Hulk. You'd probably say that about Namor, Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
But Wanda's one, Doctor Strange, Iron Man. They've got more characters right than they did.
Sure.
And she's one Spider-Man, 100%. She now, I think what is key about the characters on screen, and I think this is what at least our perceived issue is with Captain Marvel. When the actor is a fan of the character and they dig deep into the ethos of that character, you see a better version on screen.
Absolutely.
Like Robert Downey Jr. dug into who Iron Man was. And he put his own spin on it, but he brought out a lot of the really, really important traits of that character's personality on screen.
And Brie Larson did not. She just read the script.
Yes, barely. Yeah. Annoyed too. And Elizabeth Olsen has done that with Wanda, and some things she said in this recent interview just goes to show you like how important these characters are. I think that's it too. It's like if you roll into it like it's just a stupid comic book, Adrian, I'm playing some fucking superhero, whatever, which is I think how they used to roll into them back in the day in these movies. But I think they really respect these characters.
Well, I agree with that. Considering the class of actor that's trying to get into these roles now.
Yeah.
You know, they are seeing them as movie acting roles. They're not looking at them as comic book characters.
Right.
You know, when you got the Lawrence Fishburne trying to be inappropriately, Professor X. You know, when you got just different levels of characters. I mean, they've built a platform by which is as attractive as any other movie that they made in the past.
Yes. And what she says here leads me to believe that I'm right, Adrian. She does care about the character.
Well, he who is right is right.
Bro, that shirt's coming, by the way. We're having a drop of shirts. Hopefully by the next time you see us here on Only Comics. And that's going to be one of them. Read a comic. That's going to be a drop. It'll be fun. So she says that I care a lot about playing Scarlet Witch. I always hope to do something surprising. Every time I've been able to return, it's meant the world to me to be a part of it. And she goes on to say, no more mutants. That's the character I mentioned before playing Scarlet Witch. This is like another part of the interview. It's a great line she has in House of M, and I've never been able to say it, and I'd like to. So a little
right.
Sometimes these actors, they'll put shit out there and see if like it gets picked up. And when the studio realizes, and that's kind of what happens with this show. We endorse things, they go do them.
Right.
We said do a Zombies season 2. What I announced a couple weeks ago, Adrian.
Yeah.
It's just over and over again.
I mean, if you go back, we did a hidden gem on Doom. Nobody really thought about who Doom was. And here you go.
Here he is.
Here he is.
Right? A whole movie about him, Doomsday.
Whole movie about him.
Because of your hidden gem.
That's it.
It's probably the only reason.
We talked about how they've nerfed women powers and shit. Look what they did in Fantastic Four with Sue.
Yep.
I mean, nobody even knew who Franklin Richards was.
Nope. He was on our Omega Mutant list 2 years ago.
Yep.
And now he's in the center of the MCU.
There you go.
Unbelievable. So I say all that to say, yes, listen to us, listen to Elizabeth Olsen. We need to see a no more mutants on screen. We need to see that level of Wanda's power on screen. I think would be phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, they've showed versions of what she can do along those lines in WandaVision and Doctor Strange, but that's a whole nother tier of power.
I would like some directors, the Russo brothers, somebody, to show power that's movie altering the way The Matrix changed cinematic visuals.
Okay.
Right? I mean, they really haven't showed power like it should be portrayed. So I'm just waiting for something like that.
I mean, they can do it with Doom. They can do something that hasn't been seen before on screen with
Absolutely.
Doom. The merging of the armor and then the magic.
Yeah.
And then also how he taps into this interdimensional magic, So we'll see. Remains to be seen. But I'm all for it. Let her say no more mutants. Get rid of those fucking mutants.
Oh, except us.
Yeah, except us. Absolutely. But it would be a cool thing if you think about, in the comics where when she says that and there's no new mutants for, a decade or whatever, you got the X-Men coming over into the multiverse, into the MCU in Doomsday Secret Wars. It'd be a little bit rushed, but imagine if she pulled a no more mutants moment here and that led to the mutant saga a few years from now where the first mutant's born again.
Right.
I mean, it'd be a good way to spark that saga.
So when she said no more mutants, was that just 616? Was it our universe? Was it because she could say no more mutants, but with these multiversal incursions,
Right.
you can have a lot of crossovers,
Sure.
even though they don't exist in the 616 arena.
I think it was just 616, I believe. And at that time in the comics, that was pre-incursions.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe it was just 616.
And the other thing about no more mutants, yes, that affects the mutants, but it doesn't affects all superpower.
Correct.
Like a Spider-Man.
Yep.
Or,
no, he's good.
But it also doesn't affect the people like Iron Man, things like that.
Right.
Costume individuals.
Yeah, it's just mainly the fucking X-Men. They always get fucked, dude.
Always get
always
they're like New York.
Yep.
New York, like in Tokyo and X-Men. They always get fucked.
Right. So I would be down with that, dude. Another Doomsday rumor. This was so a couple things here. I don't have the photo here, but there was leaked shots of Daredevil season 2, and we saw Bullseye in the comic accurate costume. So we were talking about Bullseye a few weeks ago. Right. That fucking psycho. He's back. His comic accurate costume. That means he's probably really lost his fucking mind.
Right.
But they've also said, they haven't released these photos, but they said they've seen Chris Evans' new Captain America costume, and he's going to be back wielding Mjolnir, as they say, in Doomsday. So there are some theories, some rumors that Cap will be kind of plucked out of time by Doom. Like he's traveling to put these stones back, and maybe Doom's going to snatch his ass up like, bro, you're fucking everything up over here. The fuck is wrong with you?
Fuck your happy life. You don't need that shit. You never had it before. Why start now? Snatch.
It's kind of like he ain't as unlucky as Spider-Man, but Cap, his luck ain't there, dude. The shit with Peggy, losing Bucky, his best friend, then he comes back as the Winter Soldier beating his ass. I mean, he's at odds with Iron Man all the fucking time. Like, so it would kind of be par for the course for him to get snatched up by your boy Doom. And then we would see, Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans fight again on screen.
There you go.
But and they also, the leaker, as they call him, confirmed that promo art that we talked about last week with the Doom suit is the suit that Robert Downey Jr. will wear in the movie.
Hey, Chris, when you come back, tone down on the Botox,
baby. There was a small detail on the Dr. Doom suit. He's got these two kind of like circular emblems here that keep the cape on or whatever. One of them has a design that looks like the Thor hammer, and the other one has a design that resembles Captain Marvel's logo.
And I think of course, I could be mistaken, but when I first saw them, those discs were just that. Devices to keep his cloak or cape on.
Okay.
And they were just solid. They had no emblems on them at all.
Got it.
So yeah, we might be getting into a lot of magic.
Yes. Now, would that be something Doom would do? Like, what people are getting at, does that mean he killed both of these two and put a little emblem here on his armor to remind everybody that I fucking took out Thor and Captain Marvel?
Damn. So he's putting the teardrops not on his face, but on his armor.
There you go. Damn. I mean, does that sound like a Doom-like thing to do?
No, it doesn't.
No?
I think because the design, from what I understand with magic, and we're talking like Wanda magic versus Asgard magic, is that the symbols themselves, there's power in the symbols themselves.
Okay.
They're not just there for looks, in other words. How they're drawn, how they're etched, how they're all that kind of stuff means something. So I'm assuming that it's not just symbology. It's a power thing.
Okay. So like he has their power.
Yeah.
Now, is that beyond Doom? Say he defeats Thor, steals his power, right? He's aura farming, as the kids say. And let me put a little fucking Thor hammer here just to flex that I took your shit. That's not you don't think that's up Doom's alley?
I don't think that's what he would do. Because literally, I mean, he would have fucking a Silver Surfer surfboard on his
True,
back.
he'd be covered with him.
You know, he had, dude, the Hidden Gem covers a lot of this stuff.
Okay.
He's going after the Beyonders, and I'll get into what the Beyonders are.
Mm-hmm.
He's going after Galactus. I mean, his shit would be covered with symbols of his kills.
True.
Per se, you know?
Yeah, so maybe a little far-fetched that he's, I guess, showing off that he took them out. The other thing it could be is just like a rune or something of like his own magic that just happens to maybe resemble that, right? Like that's not crazy.
Well, you got to remember, Wanda's magic comes from a realm that's beyond the magic of like Strange and stuff, right? So these runes it's representation of magic, and a lot of magic looks like, just like, faith today is a culmination of the different faiths from, previous faiths.
Right.
So they're all, if you really look at them, they're all similar. I mean, if you can go to the extreme, the swastika from Germany, right, is a representation completely taken out of context.
Correct.
From a faith from thousands of years ago.
It's funny you mentioned that, because on other stuff, Adrian, we're going to get into that type of stuff. Hitler's little origin, that fucker. Like, bro, if y'all just could have let his little bitch ass in art school and paint some fucking shitty ass trees, nobody would have been upset. You'd be like, oh, you just petting, it's fucking like, how bad were his paintings, bro?
I don't know, dude, but
it could have been that
Could you
bad.
imagine, Hitler with an afro and his mustache and shit, with the Bob Ross afro and the little fucking stash?
There's just certain things, like when he says beat the devil out of him, you probably don't want to let Hitler to say that, but. Real quick, check this out. So this is what people are talking about. It's probably hard to see from where you're sitting, but there's it looks like a hammer here.
Yep, it does.
It does. And then you see this kind of star-like emblem. Closely resembles what Captain Marvel's worn on her chest piece. I
mean, it could be. What's that on his belt? Is that anything significant on his belt buckle?
Looks like the side of an apple. Maybe he killed the teacher.
That.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't know. Could these all be fucking little? Because to your point, these aren't the first two that he's taken out.
No, not at all. Now, why they chose those, I don't know. Because putting a symbol of a hammer on because Thor doesn't have a symbol of a hammer on his hammer.
True.
Right? So it could be those teardrops.
Could be. Man, if that's the case, bro, we're getting a savage ass fucking Doom. But it's just like Iron Man, bro. It's just Iron Man with a green cape, Adrian. I'm going to go with probably not on that one. All right. What else we got this week? Let me see. Oh, here we go. Wonder Man. Wonder Man has been pushed back to January. I think it's pushed back. I could have swore someone told us December.
I think it was December initially. Yeah.
So they pushed back a little bit. They probably didn't want to try to interfere with like Stranger Things. They're dropping Thanksgiving, Christmas, and then New Year's Eve. So they're probably like, let them do their thing, because everyone and their fucking brother is going to be all over that show. Final season 5, really good show. So
it would get swallowed because you've got years of buildup for Stranger Things, and nobody even knows who Wonder Man is, which is another character that we premiered here, right?
It's just, you ever get tired of being so right?
I do. Actually, no, I don't.
No,
it never stops. But it does amaze me that these things come up, and it just proves you right. So it's a good feeling.
It is. Well, I'm about to prove myself right here in front of all you again. So we were talking about this show. We knew a few weeks ago that there's 8 episodes. Okay. And my biggest issue with Marvel TV shows is this. They're not shows. It's a long movie that's cut up into shows, and you put the fucking intro on, the credits, and all this shit. You end up giving us, I don't know, a fucking 5-hour movie and cut up into shows instead of just giving us a 2.5-hour movie.
Sure.
Because it's written like a movie. It doesn't feel like episodes.
Well, it's the trend with everything. If you look at even, the Apple OS or Windows, it's all marketing and shit.
Yep.
They're not trying to give you a product. They're trying to market you. They're trying to figure out how they can collect your information and all this other kind of bullshit. So with these shows, it's a marketing vehicle.
Little breadcrumbs,
you know?
dude.
Yep.
One by one here. So that's what they're doing, 8 episodes. But I said, watch these be some fucking 20, 30-minute episodes. Remember that I said that, Adrian?
Yeah.
You were sitting there, I was sitting here, they were all sitting there. Yeah. Well, guess what? There's 8 episodes, and the average is a 23-minute average here. So, or maybe that's wrong, but 32 minutes first episode. First 3 episodes are all 32 minutes long.
Wow.
4th episode's 30. 5th episode's 23. Then on the last 3, you got 34, 33, 32. So now you got probably 3 minutes of opening credit scenes, right? So you knock all those down under 30.
So you got intro, you got recap, and then you got end credits.
Yep. So call it 5 minutes in the beginning, gone.
Right.
10 minutes on the end in credits.
Yeah.
Usually.
Yeah.
So 15 minute. I mean, you're fucking 15-minute shows here.
Right.
You could have just made a movie, dude.
Could have.
15 plus 15's 30. 4 episodes would be an hour. 4 more would be 2 hours. Well, you got a 2-hour movie.
Well, they did make a 2-hour movie, and then they cut it up.
Oh, man. I mean, one thing is, what's good about these shorter episodes is if they're bad, they're easier to get through.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm hoping they're not bad. Now, let me read to you the latest, I guess, synopsis of this show. Because we saw the trailer. We saw a lot, but we saw a lot of just like shit all over the place. It didn't really give you much. And I've heard a rumor that the trailer only shows stuff from like the first episode. So there's a lot we don't know.
Sure.
Here's what they're telling us right now as a synopsis. In Wonder Man, aspiring Hollywood actor Simon Williams is struggling to get his career off the ground during a chance meeting with Trevor Slattery, Ben Kingsley's character, an actor whose biggest roles may be well behind him. Simon learns legendary director Von Kovac is remaking the superhero film Wonder Man. So it's a character, Simon Williams, who in the comics is Wonder Man. He has powers in the comics. In this show, we don't know if he has powers. Probably not yet.
Right.
And he
sounds like he's gonna play
Wonder
the character of a superpowered person, but not have powers for real.
Right. And the movie is a remake of an older movie of a superhero. So this sounds interesting. Sounds different. I mean, I don't think there's any chance we're going to see this walking blob with boobs like we had in the Substance. So there'll be none of that.
Well, at least there was a movie and it was fucking over with. Right?
That's true.
We didn't string us out for 8 weeks.
No. And we don't know how this is going to be released yet. If I would assume, based off of how they've released their last few shows, we'll probably get like 2 or 3 episodes up front, and then an episode a week, and then probably the last 2 or something. That's a kind of pattern they've been doing, is like ADHD all over the place. Sometimes you get 3, sometimes you get 2, 1. You know, just fucking drop the whole thing at this point.
Right.
But are you looking forward to watching this show?
No,
really.
No.
Because of the synopsis, because of what you've seen so far, or just all the above?
All the above.
Yeah. Okay. Next thing.
Now, I will watch it.
Sure.
But I'm not looking there's nothing intriguing about it.
Got it. Okay.
Oh my God, Wonder Man's coming out. All right, no.
You're not excited because they stole your idea?
No.
Damn.
No.
We're going to talk about our top 5 non-comic
Because they didn't steal my idea.
No.
They stole the concept and then
they were
twisted
inspired by you.
Yeah. There we go.
So I guess you can't be mad if you inspired someone. We are inspiring here on Only Comics. We're going to talk about our top 5 non-comic movie directors later.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the directors I'm talking about right now, he may or may not be on my list, Adrian. Quentin Tarantino. He's got a hell of a fucking movie career.
Sure.
I have said before, I think he's a little overrated. But when I was looking through the list of like directors, I'm like, I don't know if he's overrated. He's fucking guy has a pretty good.
Sure.
Some of his movies, I think, get a little too much glaze.
Yeah.
He put out 2 movies under the Kill Bill series years ago. You've seen these?
Yeah, I have.
You like the Kill Bill movies?
They were entertaining, yes.
Yes. They were entertaining. I think some things were a little over the top in there. Like you cut someone's head off and the blood just keeps squirting out.
Right.
But I think these are probably would you say two of his best movies?
That and the first one.
Pulp Fiction?
No. Salma Hayek.
Oh, the one where
The
vampire shit.
movie.
Yeah. The movie, the name always fucking escapes me, dude. Someone will drop it in the comments.
But Quentin Tarantino.
From Dusk Till Dawn.
From Dusk Till Dawn, yeah,
yes.
that one.
Okay. But these are upper, like, top, movies of his.
Sure.
Now, I said this before. Who the fuck wants to see a 4 or 5 hour movie? Does that ever sound appealing to you?
It does not, but it can work.
Okay. It didn't work with Snyder Cut.
It did not work with Snyder Cut.
So when he originally put out these movies, he said that it was meant to be one movie. And what they're going to do in December, they're combining these two movies. They're re-releasing them in the theaters. There will be a 4-hour uncut edition. There'll be a 15-minute intermission for people like me that got to get up and use the bathroom, Adrian. That will take place in between the two movies. And then there's also a never-before-seen 7.5-minute animated sequence, which has been spotlighted in the trailer a little bit. And here's what Quentin had to say. I wrote and directed this as one movie, and I'm so glad to give fans a chance to see it as one movie. The best way to see Kill Bill, the whole bloody affair, is at a movie theater in glorious 7mm or 35mm, blood and guts on a big screen in all of its glory. You've seen these two movies. Are these movies that you would want to watch back to back in a 4-hour fucking setting?
Absolutely.
Yeah, really?
Not. Absolutely not.
No.
Now, so isn't the intermission the equivalent of ending one movie and starting the other movie?
Pretty much.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. So it's not. It's just literally like back-to-back movies with some uncut
fucking Spielberg
footage.
with the re-releasing of shit.
There you
now
go.
everybody's jumping on the bandwagon.
I ain't going to see these.
No.
I'm good.
But it is a good move to kind of reignite, because what they're trying to do now is get people back in the movie theaters.
True.
Because theaters are dying.
Yep.
Right, literally.
Straight point.
A lot of mom and pop theaters have gone by the wayside because of things like, Netflix streaming, things like that.
Yep.
Because right now you can buy shit that just came out, last night on streaming. You have to pay for it even though it pops up.
Right.
And then, in a couple of weeks it'll be for free. But that has really, it's like Home Depot and Lowe's. They come in and they kill all the mom and pop hardware stores. Well, a lot of them.
Yep.
Right? So there's been a lot of, they've even had actors that have done separate pleas or commercials to, hey, go see this movie, but see it in the movie theater kind of a deal. So they're trying to reinvigorate that, which I understand, but don't make it anything beyond that. Say, hey, listen, you know what? You would have more success with people like me by saying, hey, we're trying to reinvigorate interest in the local mom and pop movie theater. Hey, just, participate if you want to, kind of a deal, as opposed to, oh, we're doing you a fucking favor by playing two movies individually and putting an intermission in so you can go pee.
Well, you know what? Someone like me will appreciate that intermission. But I think it's a long time, dude. But these are good movies, though. I'm on the fence. I say check my schedule for December 5th, but
yeah, I don't have to check mine.
No interest.
No.
What do y'all think? You guys interested in a double? It's almost like a double whammy, Adrian. Back to back, Kill Bill 1 and 2, 15-minute intermission. I say I'm on the fence, but I probably won't. It's like, do I go see that? Do I go watch Avatar 3 for the trailers and leave? I don't know. There's a lot of fucking decisions this December, Last piece of news today. We talked about Warner Brothers Discovery. They're for sale, Adrian. You found 80 million or was it billion, I think. You found it yet? We can buy it or no?
No.
Not yet. Fuck, dude. If we all pull our money together, you think we can buy this? Netflix was revealed as competition for Paramount Skydance, but they pulled it was what I would call the okie doke. They got in the mix just to fucking up the price. They're not interested. Yeah. They literally said they were interested so maybe like they're friends with fucking WB and like, it'd be like I'm trying to sell my shit, but we're at an auction.
Right.
But yo, Adrian, offer like $1 million. You're not going to buy it, but that way you can jack up everybody else's offer. And that's what they did, bro. It's kind of, I like it.
Yeah.
You know, it's fucking, but there's another party in the mix now, Universal Pictures. So NBC Universal, they're preparing a bid to acquire Warner Brothers. NBC Universal hired Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley to assess a potential offer. So it's real deal, dude.
What puts a platform like that on the for sale block in the first place?
So it's a great question. Their CEO of WB, David Zaslav, said this recently. He mentioned that they're preparing to split the company into two, and a restructuring would see the company split its studio and streaming assets. So HBO Max, Warner Brothers, Motion Pictures, and DC Studios from its cable stuff, CNN, TNT, Discovery. So the split, once that's done, they're going to look to offload its studio and streaming divisions to a new buyer. So they want to split up their company, sell a chunk of it to make some money, and take that money and focus on the shit that they didn't sell, pretty much. So I think they want to get out of some of the streaming.
So this guy's imagination is so narrow that he can't see any way to satisfy the shareholders other than splitting in the company and selling it off in pieces and shit.
Right.
Some Pretty Woman shit.
Yeah, there you go.
I would dump his ass. I would just dump his ass.
But you're probably right. It's about the fucking stock price, right?
Absolutely.
Hey, let's dump this, but they're going to sell it for billions.
Right.
So what's that going to do to the money right now so everybody can get paid?
Yeah.
That's really what it is.
Fuck the kids.
Yep.
Literally, fuck the because in this context, it's, well, we don't care. And that's what's happening with countries, you know, in islands and shit like that. You know, the people that's in charge and in control, they don't give a shit about the future, right? So they want their cash now. Governors sell out, presidents sell out, national leaders sell out. Next thing you know, the fucking country can't survive without an infusion of outside money.
Yeah.
And then they take it because they get a promise of, well, we'll give you a mansion and take care of you for the rest of your life. Well, what about my kids? Well, fuck them kids.
Fuck them.
You know, let's just run this country, not this country, but well, maybe. Let's just run the country, the movie studio, the business in the ground today because we want profits today. We don't care about what happens in the future. That's fucking insane.
We're going to hell in a handbasket. I told you this before. Yep. No, it's all about fucking corporate greed. Dude.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So, and now, people in the comments, too. They just, they were saying this to me a few weeks ago when I first announced this and said, what if the new studio comes in and wants to get rid of James Gunn in the DCU?
Right.
And then people in the comments like, they already said they're going to keep him. Bro, they haven't bought him yet. You don't know what the fuck. They didn't say shit. So you don't even know who the fuck they're being sold to. Right. Well, Paramount said they're going to keep him. Well, Paramount don't fucking own him yet. Right. What if NBC Universal comes in and goes, fuck you guys, or put somebody else in the mix?
I can tell you what typically happens in a corporate world. There's something called a great restructuring. Because if you buy my company, you already have your team put together. Right. Because it's not just about, okay, I got the money to buy this. Well, the reason I'm buying it is because I want to run like my existing company, which is successful. Yep. How is my existing company successful? Well, I already have the leaders in place that have made it successful. So I'm going to take this team, come in, and then push everybody else out because I don't fucking need you.
There you go. So it's not out of the realm of possibility.
No.
And that was my point. As much as I like what James Gunn has done with the DCU so far, I wouldn't say I love it. I like it. Right. It's getting off to the right start. Creature Commandos was a lot of fun. Peacemaker, fucking entertaining. And I really like Superman movies. So far, so good. But he's not had a level of success that would make something like that off limits.
Right. Especially, let's call them outside interests, right? Now, let's not even get into foreign investors if that's even allowed, right? Well, I mean, everybody's greedy, so is anything off the table? You get a foreign country or foreign investor involved, you are for sure out the door.
WWE. Yeah, they'll be fucking running out of Saudi Arabia like WrestleMania. So anyways, that is the last piece of news. We're going to wrap this up with a little thumbs up, thumbs down. Adrian, are you ready?
Always.
Always. Let's do it. Let's get a double wide shot up there for all you double big backs. All right. Yeah, no, it's all good. We love them all. Marvel labeled Fantastic Four First Steps a box office hit on Disney Plus. I give that a thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
I mean, if you're not going to self-glaze, how else are you going to get glazed, you know?
You got to love yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Dr. Doom's family allegedly died in an explosion in the MCU, which left his body damaged. So this is a little different than the rumor last week. Either way, I'm giving this whole thing a thumbs up.
Sure,
I think
different.
It's different.
Up. Yeah.
It's a positive change that doesn't stray too far from who the character is.
Right, especially considering how they introduce him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, with the new Fantastic Four, there's no, collaboration between him and Reed and Ben in college and all that kind of shit. So, and
we don't even know if the Doom in Doomsday is that Doom or another Doom, right? Exactly. Like, we really don't know shit yet, which I think is cool. People are like, if they haven't told us, we don't know what's going on. That's a good thing.
Right, you're not supposed to.
I'd rather show up to Doomsday and not know what the fuck to expect.
It's not entertainment if you already know the plot.
Right.
You know?
You got the script. Oh, what is what it's going to do next.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Olsen says that she would love to say the iconic line from House of M, no more mutants in the MCU. And I give that a thumbs up.
Absolutely.
If I can say it. Or
Wanda means so much.
It does. It would be a ballsy move. You think the snap was a big deal.
Right.
That'd be some whole other shit. There's a rumored return of Chris Evans as Captain America wielding Millionaire in Avengers fucking Endgame. God damn it. Avengers Doomsday. Yeah. I give that a thumbs up.
Sure.
Dude. At this point, bring fucking everyone back. Right. Who cares? Wonder Man, the runtimes for this show have been released. There's no episode over 35 minutes long. And by the time you take out the credits and shit, you're probably talking somewhere between 15 and 18 minutes an episode. I guess a thumbs down.
Yeah, thumbs down on that. However, you gave What If a thumbs down, right?
Yes.
And we had a catalyst out of that.
Zombies,
so if you play the long game, maybe something will come out of it.
Oh, I do think this will be a good show. I just give the thumbs down to them still taking a movie, and instead of doing a straight to streaming movie, they turn it into a show.
Right.
That's what they're doing. No one can convince me otherwise, Adrian.
I agree with that.
That's what they're fucking doing.
Yep.
So just give me the fucking 2-hour movie.
That's it.
Instead of this and you give me a recap between every episode. The episode was fucking 18 minutes. I don't need a recap.
Right.
Even my ADHD ass got enough of it, Right. Shit.
Give me enough time to erase weapons.
If you like weapons, you're stupid. No, I'm just kidding. If you like it, you like it. You like what you like. We just don't like it. Quentin Tarantino, he's releasing Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair in theaters December 5th. It is a 4-hour uncut edition of both movies, 15-minute intermission to go potty. I give this a thumbs up, dude. I think it's cool.
Thumbs down.
Will I go see it? Probably not. But
go to BJ's, buy a 85-inch TV for $400,
right?
And stream it. You'll be the same thing.
Well, I already got the 85 TV. It was not from BJ's, but and I don't know if I'm gonna watch these movies anytime soon. They're good. They were good though.
Sure.
Last piece of news: Netflix was recently revealed as competition for Paramount Skydance in this acquisition of Warner Brothers Discovery. But they just got in there to fucking drive up the price because they're fucking with everybody. And now NBC Universal's in the mix. So I give this a thumbs down.
Yeah, thumbs down.
After reading, why this is happening, the CEO wants to split the company into two, studio and streaming assets in one, cable networks in another, sell off a chunk. It just sounds like all you're trying to do is make the investors more money. Right. I get it. It's a business. But I'm looking at it from a fan's perspective, and I think that fucking sucks.
Because what's going to happen next year after the split?
Right, you fucking split it again?
Yeah, split it again.
Sell it again. Fucking replace you jump start in the DCU 8 times from now till then.
Well, once after the initial split, he'll have enough money to split.
Right.
And he don't care.
Absolutely.
Fuck them kids.
Fuck them kids, dude. All right, moving on. Real quick, before we get into the Iron Man Doom thing, I did want to share something that a friend of mine reached out. You saw the hurricane in Jamaica?
Correct.
Absolutely destroyed the island.
Yeah.
There's somebody that, well, you know this individual too. We used to work with him. You know, someone I've known for years, is from Jamaica. He is putting together a team of people to go down there and help. So, you know, you see these disasters and you always see what happens in the beginning.
Right.
Like Katrina. Look what it did. Tore everything up. Then after about a week, you don't hear about it anymore.
Correct.
Now, there's still places in New Orleans that have not recovered.
Not only are there places in New Orleans, but the whole state is still in disarray. Not only were things destroyed, but they're actually losing land to the ocean every year. So there's a lot of things that happen, a lot of political things that happen after these things. And the reason that you don't hear about, you know, after a week is because, you know, you got people that's sitting around with cash, right? And just looking for disasters.
Absolutely.
And when these disasters
Land
happen,
grab.
they land grab. So that's why you don't hear about this stuff. But what you will hear in about a year is the new hotels or the new this or the new that, the golf course, that kind of bullshit that's gonna come up. So it's not gonna necessarily help the people. It will revitalize, you know, the area, Jamaica in this case,
right?
But it's not going to look anything like what it did before. So,
because right now, I actually was talking to him, and there's a link in the description if you do want to help out in any way, shape, or form. We don't benefit anything from this. I'm just sharing something from a friend of mine who is doing something really cool to make an impact. So he's actually going down to Jamaica, I believe next week. He's organizing a group. He's trying to get 500 people in the area to help. Because what's going on now is storm hit, tore everything up.
Right.
But they don't have the infrastructure like we do here to clean up. There's trees and shit blocking roads that people can't move. So he put together this, I guess, donation website where you can donate money, you can send thoughts and prayers, you can, and then he also put together an Amazon shop because they need things like machetes to cut up trees and shit, chainsaws, shovels, like rakes, literally basic tools. They don't have enough. So there's an Amazon cart. If you would like to donate anything, you can buy a tool, send it to this individual's location. He's going down there next week to help out and try to organize a group too. So I was talking about something else. He offered us to do it. I'll share it. And if anybody feels, if you don't feel any obligation, but if it is something you would like to donate to, the link is in the description. Check it out. I sent him a bunch of tools this past week because I think it's really cool. It's one thing anyone can send thoughts and prayers.
Right.
Now this hits home. He's from Jamaica, so he's going back. But I think it's cool. I mean, and you've been to Jamaica recently, and even prior to the storm, it's not. Every part of Jamaica is not what you see, at the Sandals Resort.
Right. Yeah. So the entire island is not a resort.
No.
And there are reasons that they tell you when you go to the resorts, stay there.
Sure. So if you're interested in that, check it out. But all right, moving on. Iron Man versus Doctor Doom, Adrian. So this right here is for all you people out there that say Iron Man is going to be a Doom variant, yada, 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 all this bullshit. I'm going to break down today, and I'm going to tell you why they're so different. I'm going to tell you what they do have in common, because you're not that crazy. They do have some commonalities.
Sure.
But to me, they are, and I'm also going to, by the time we're done with this, I'm just speaking this into existence. You will understand why Robert Downey Jr. is the only option to play Doctor Doom in the MCU.
So when you say versus, you're not talking about like how we've done in the past, the street corner.
Nope, not fisticuffs, Adrian.
Not fisticuffs.
Not shoot the fair
one. So more
one.
of a comparison.
There you go. Yes, it's a deep dive. So buckle up, get hydrated, maybe take an aspirin, something. Get fucking ready. All right. So on the surface, they're both armored geniuses, right? They're both got big egos. They both are saviors to certain people. So on the surface, the shit, it makes sense.
Money.
They both have money. Both of their bodies have been somewhat redesigned around tech.
Yeah.
You go back to the early days, Iron Man's arc reactor, which you have right there, was keeping shrapnel away from his heart. Right? And then he ended up figuring out a way to take that energy and use it for a lot of other uses. And Doom was damaged in college trying to save his mother, his face, but in the comics, his lungs were also damaged. So it wasn't just, I scarred up my face. So there was an element of these suits that were kind of preserving their lives, right?
Yep.
They both think that they can fix humanity if you just get the fuck out of their way.
Right.
Like that. So those things they do have in common. But what you're going to hear today is, I guess, what happens to a genius when they grow up in the opposite environments, because that's kind of where the similarities stop for the most part. When you get into their upbringing, completely different. They're not twins. It's almost like a mirror universe.
Right.
So you got Tony Stark. You're a big Iron Man guy, Adrian. He is a privileged individual.
Sure.
He grew up with a silver spoon in his mouth. But he grew up with a dad who raised him as almost like a prototype. Like his dad wasn't loving.
He was he was a ward of the estate, basically.
Yes.
You know, he was there. So his father treated him like, back in the day where, the father never interacted. He was always off doing some shit. The mom kind of raised him. And then when he got old enough, he went off to prep school and all this other kind of stuff.
Right.
So it was that kind of detached rearing.
And I think a lot of why Tony went down the route he did was to try to impress his father.
Sure.
Because to his father, intelligence was currency. How smart you are, how innovative, that's all he cared about.
Well, his father had built, this tech company selling primarily weapons and, during the war and stuff. Yep. That's how they made their money.
Right.
So anything outside of continuing that can be looked upon as weakness.
Yeah. And I think anything Tony did that wasn't along those lines, Howard didn't give a fuck about. Like, right. I don't give a shit. That was what he was impressed with. So switch up. Victor Von Doom. He was raised in oppression.
Gypsy, basically.
Gypsy. His mother practiced sorcery to protect their Romani village. She then bargains with Mephisto, loses her soul because he's a motherfucker. Right. His father, Werner, dies. He's protecting Victor from young soldiers. He's fucking whacked. Grows up poor, hunted, completely different upbringing than Tony Stark. And then he decides at a young age that the universe itself must be redesigned. No mentors. It's just him fucking raising himself pretty much. Tony was special. Well, Tony was told he was special, but he had to prove it. Right? We gave you everything, but now prove to me that you're fucking as awesome as I am. Victor was basically told he was nothing by everyone around him, and he kind of grew up trying to destroy that lie. So it's kind of like similar pain, but complete different lessons.
Right. I based on that synopsis, I would say that Victor had, he did have more to prove, but he came further along in some ways than Tony, because Tony had all of the privilege, the access to do whatever he wanted. Right. Victor had nothing.
Nope.
And he came up, to become basically this monarch over an entire country.
Let's talk about how they both, I guess, became metal. They both got their suits, both created their suits. So Tony is actually wounded by his own weapons. The origin we saw in the movie Iron Man, outside of the I guess, era change from Vietnam to Afghanistan, was very close to his comic origin.
Correct.
He was captured in Vietnam. We're talking comics here, too. He builds a suit of iron to escape, survive. The arc reactor, like we talked about, keeps the shrapnel from reaching his heart. And he comes home, dismantles his father's arms business, and becomes Iron Man. Really going out to fight all of these, I guess, enemies that he created for so long.
Right.
Because it was his own weapons where he got blown up. He was over in Vietnam, and they stole his shit and blew him up.
Right.
Victor was wounded by his own fucking brilliance, pretty much. Right. Or brilliance with a little, a small miscalculation. They're at the Empire State University. He builds a machine to contact his mother's spirit. So, he's grown up. He's in college now. He's at the Empire State University. He's a fucking genius, but he's still dealing with this trauma from losing his mother at a young age. And the circumstances, it's not like it was just some accident. Like, Mephisto bargained for her soul.
Mm-hmm.
And his idea is, well, I'm going to build a machine so I can contact my mother's spirit. Reed warns him that there's a flaw in his programming. He ignores Reed. He thinks he's trying to fuck with him. Victor's very paranoid too.
Sure.
He thinks everyone's out to get him.
Mm-hmm.
But when you hear about how he was raised, it would make sense because he raised with everyone out to fucking get him.
Right.
He ignores him. The experiment explodes, scars his face, ends his academic career. He blames Reed, not himself. So he thinks Reed fucked up his calculation intentionally.
Right.
He decides that humility is for the weak, disappears into Tibet, studies monks, learns to merge science with sorcery. So he already knew some magic from his mom.
Sure.
But he didn't merge the two. This is what he did after he got, damaged. He forged his armor in molten rage. The mask, it's not just protection, it's, I guess, kind of a punishment in a way. Tony's trauma gave birth to empathy. Tony's trauma changed him.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to him in Vietnam, because prior to that, he was the same warmonger his dad was. He grew into that person, right? And that really kind of reshaped his whole ideology. And then Doom's trauma kind of birthed this ego almost. Why do they build? Tony builds, I think, because in a lot of ways he's trying to make up for the things he did. There's a lot of guilt. Tony's very guilt-ridden, right? I mean, which has led to so many issues. Like, he was an alcoholic in the Demon in the Bottle line. He deals with a lot of guilt for the things he's done in the past. He deals with a lot of, I think, trauma from his childhood in a different way than Victor. The neglect he felt from his dad.
Yep.
He feels like he was never good enough. And the only time his dad cared is when he was innovating, creating, and doing anything else he didn't give a shit about.
Sure.
So he works his entire life in the comics to really try to make up for what he's done. And he almost overdoes it. He's trying to save humanity almost like in exchange for creating these weapons and all this destruction that I feel I've caused. He almost treats it creating like a penis,
Right.
Not like a penis, like a penis. Like when you weren't Catholic, but I was Catholic for like 4 years. And, you go, you do the confession, and then they tell you, like, you got to go and say 37 Hail Marys and 5 Our Fathers and hold the rosary, and everything's all good.
Yeah.
I wish you're like, never mind. I'm not even going to get into it. So Tony's workshop was like him down in his little fucking lab tinkering was like his therapy.
Yeah.
He felt justified, like, I'm doing something right. Dooms is almost like a church, dude. Like, he turned himself into this monarch. He really wants to be worshipped in a lot of ways. Like, their egos are very different.
Sure.
All right, let's talk about their power sources. We're not going to do a deep dive because we did that last week on Doom's magic, but there's some similarities in here too. So their primary power, Tony comes from the arc reactor. It's clean, it's microfusion, clean out, fucking Google that. Victor Von Doom has a dimensional core. I learned this doing this deep dive. It's basically energy from hell plus science.
Well, initially when it started out, I think it was a nuclear reactor.
Okay.
Back in the old day. But yeah, dimensional core sounds sexy today. But also Doom, when if I recall, Doom, when he first put the mask on, he put it on before it was cooled down. So the mask is permanently, the mask was permanently attached to his face.
Oh shit. So relationship to magic between the two of these. Tony don't fuck with it.
No.
He's a physics guy, dude. He don't understand magic. Victor fucks with magic. He's all about it.
And some say magic is an advanced form of technology. So,
yeah. Because of this dimensional core, Doom can literally summon demons through his code and his power and his suit. He's also fucking with dark magic too. And, we talked about in the magic breakdown, Doctor Strange using magic is almost bargaining, right? Like he'll call upon some dimensional being to almost, hey, let me borrow this power. But then you owe something to these motherfuckers.
Right.
Doom is stealing it. He ain't got no permission.
Yeah.
He's just tapping in and stealing their shit and fucking using it. So I guess a little more unhinged than the others.
And that's Doom.
That is Doom. So the armor design, Iron Man powered by the arc reactor. He's been thrown so many different variants of these suits, nanocarbon, vibranium, titanium shells. And the arc reactor, it's used palladium, it's used vibranium. It can use a ton of different substances to, it's changed throughout the decades. He's got a neural interface. He's also had the Extremis in comics. He's had the bleeding edge armor, which is almost like it's like a nanobites almost, like fucking liquid metal in a way. Right. He's had shit that has been merged to his body and just literally pops out like another layer of skin. He's all kinds of different tech. But in a nutshell, he's got the repulsors, he's got thrusters, he's got the unibeam core. If he really needs to, he can fucking blast you with that arc reactor. All kinds of different shields. AI integrated, everything from Jarvis to Friday. He's all different versions. But his suit was essentially built to save lives, including his own.
Right.
Doom's armor, we dug into the magic elements last week. It's a hybrid of, I guess, fusion. It's a hybrid of magic and armor. It's plated with runes. There's even vibranium. It can generate force fields. It's got anti-magic ability to fight off other magic. It has life support. Both their suits have life support. The gauntlets can act as repulsors and cast spells. That was the really cool thing that I learned last week doing that is he's got these spells fused into his armor. So he don't got to say shit like Doctor Strange to the fucking Vishanti, whatever, my shit. He just fucking blasts you.
Right.
And he can conjure up spells like that, dude.
And when he does that, it looks like tech, but it's actually magic.
Yeah.
So it's like pre-programmed magic that's acting defensively.
It's crazy. Just like he's got a little stream deck in there. He's just hitting the button, you know?
There you go.
Tony's armor kind of evolves like software update. He's always trying to improve it. And then Doom's kind of evolves different, almost like how you would evolve learning magic. And it's a different level. He's not just, software update and all of a sudden he's more powerful. He may take power from another individual and incorporate it. Let's talk about their intellect. Both of these are basically, they're both top probably 5 geniuses in Marvel. I mean, these two are alongside Reed, Hank, how many other characters would you put up in this category with Tony Stark, Victor Von Doom, Reed Richards, Hank Pym? I mean, is Bruce Banner a little bit lower tier? Would you put him up there?
I wouldn't put Bruce Banner up there. He's a specialist.
Yeah.
These guys, they're a different category. Valeria.
Okay. But that's pretty much it.
Right.
Those 4 or 5, and that's it. Tony's definitely more empathetic, definitely, I guess, has a better moral compass, but also his ego still gets the best of him sometimes. Right. He will do bad by trying to do right, like creating Ultron in the MCU.
Right.
You need to suit armor around the world because we got these outside threats, but his ego, I think, caused him to kind of rush that and do it without his team's consent, which then it backfired. Doom he's a dictator.
Mm-hmm.
He's a monarch. He's looking for worship, and he'll protect you if you worship him, in a nutshell. And he'll protect his people over everything at all costs. His people being people in Latveria.
Correct.
Leadership style, Tony's the visionary. He leads through collaboration. As much as he's all about himself, he does work with others. Him and Hank in the comics. That's another thing we didn't really get to see in the MCU was those two, their relationship.
Right.
They do a lot in the comics together. They have a love-hate relationship. Him and Banner, obviously, they've worked together a lot. He's created movements, the Avengers, SHIELD initiatives, the rescue armor programs. I think for the most part, although it doesn't always work out that way, Tony is doing everything for the better of the world. From his perspective.
Sure.
Doom's a monarch.
Well, they all do.
Yeah, they all do.
Tony, Doom, Thanos.
But I think Thanos only gives a fuck about himself. Like, he wants to be remembered as the guy who did all these things. But really, I don't give a fuck about what I do to these people to save these ones, as long as I look like the hero.
Well, he does give a fuck about one other thing, which we'll get into.
Oh, death.
Yep.
In the comics.
Yep.
The comics. Doom leads through order and fear, but he does deliver peace to his people. Yeah. So kind of like, listen to what the fuck I say, you'll be okay. Yeah. Look the wrong way, I'll smack the shit out of you. Latveria under Doom. No crime, universal health care, unmatched tech. And people, they fear him, but they love him.
Right.
Tony's leadership is, I guess, democracy in a lab coat. Doom's leadership is dictatorship in a crown.
I wouldn't even compare their leadership.
It's night and day.
It's night and day. Well, Tony doesn't really lead anything, not on a permanent basis.
Just a team.
Yeah, right. And Doom, his thing is, he's responsible for entire people. Mm-hmm. So it's different. I would compare the two.
Yeah, I think you're right. That's one of the areas where they're the furthest apart.
Yeah.
Because Tony ain't leading no country.
No.
He's leading a team of Avengers, and half the time they can't get along. Some of their most impressive technological feats, Tony's extremis, merges biology with tech, suit kind of stored in his bones in the comics. His bleeding edge armor, the liquid nanomachines that form instant constructs, which we saw pretty cool versions of that in the MCU. Model Prime, Godbuster armor. He literally has suits that have enough energy to output almost celestial scale. Yeah. And then all kinds of AI ecosystems that out-evolve humans. And he's created some pretty amazing things.
Sure.
Doom, he invaded hell and defeats Mephisto. That's a hell of a fucking accomplishment, right? In Triumph and Torment. Time Platform, he created a working time machine.
Yeah.
Which is actually how Kang, Nathaniel Richards, came back, because he was born, we were talking about Kang last week a little bit, which we're going to get into in other stuff. He was born in the year 3000. He found Doom's time platform, and that's how he went back in time. So they're very connected. The Doom bots, these automatons, they're indistinguishable from Doom.
Right.
A lot of times they don't know that they're Doom until they defeat one.
Right.
You cut his head off and you see wires and shit like that. Ain't Doom.
A lot of times the Doom bots don't know that they are not Doom.
True.
Which is interesting. Right?
Yes. He slayed the Beyonders. He rebuilt the multiverse as Battle World and Secret Wars. So pretty fucking amazing accomplishment. And then this is where one of the connections I think people get all fucking confused about. He did become infamous Iron Man. He became a hero using Stark's armor after Tony Stark was dead in the comics. He never became Tony Stark. He never said I was a variant. It'd be like, you dropped that hat, I picked it up and put it on.
Right.
I'm not Adrian. I'm just Mike wearing a hat Adrian used to wear.
Correct.
It's really not that fucking complicated to understand. So if you don't understand it, you should shut the fuck up. No, just kidding. You should do this.
You shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
Anyway, both of these men, in a way, are traumatized children in adult bodies.
Sure.
Right? Like, I mean, that is something that adds up there.
Right.
Tony hides behind his sarcasm and invention, and Doom hides behind his rituals and armor. Neither of them can process vulnerability without turning it into infrastructure. Tony, his mentality is I can fix it. Doom is more I can fix you.
Right.
Tony loses his humanity when he ignores his emotion. Doom loses humanity when he feels it. They're both very, very interesting characters.
Sure.
They've met a handful of times in the comic. The first time I think was in 1981, Doom Quest. It was a time travel. They both it basically formed a mutual respect after that, I guess, line that story was done. Then you got the infamous Iron Man in 2016, which we talked about, where Doom wears the armor, tries to keep Tony's ideals alive, but the world's not going to let him, and he decides not to. Secret War tie-in. There's some Doom Stark crossover there. And then you have that ridiculous What If one where they body swap, and I think people believe that that's why they're fucking
the same person.
The same. So let's see. Tony, he does die. He's died in the MCU. He's died in the comics. He dies a martyr, pretty much. He dies saving the universe. His memory becomes the blueprint for the next generation, Riri Williams, Rescue, and AI Tony. Doom never really dies. He just keeps fucking updating. He's a G. He's a fucking survivor. So there's a lot. What else we got here? Closing thoughts here. Tony is a genius with guilt. Victor Von Doom is a genius with grief, in a nutshell. Both men have changed the Marvel Universe probably more than anyone else could. Both represent what happens when intellect replaces faith. Now, so when you say they're basically the same guy, just remember this. Tony built his armor to remember that he was human. Doom built his armor to forget he ever was. Doom's trying to become a mythic fucking machine.
A god himself.
A god. Doom is trying to become a god. Tony's trying to remain a person that can use this tech to save humanity. Very, very fucking different. Which is why, though, I think that Doom is the perfect villain for this phase. And I think he's going to be treated more of like an anti-hero to an anti-villain. I think he's going to walk those lines. And because of how close but how different and how much of a contrast these characters are, I do think Robert Downey Jr. is the perfect fucking actor to play these roles. It sounds like, after going through this, sounds like it was meant to be.
It's interesting. When I heard the news about RDJ playing this is almost like, so when Tony was playing Iron Man, he was younger, right? So Doom is like, I won't say an upgrade, but Doom is really a mature Iron Man.
Yeah.
So to me, this was a natural progression. It made sense for him to now play Doom because now Doom is more stoic. He's like, because Tony's like a playboy, and that. Doom's more recluse.
Yep.
So this would be a natural progression for an actor playing an older role to get into. And Doom, because of the similarities, like I said, he's like an old man, Iron Man,
right,
kind of a deal.
Yeah, dude, I think it makes a lot of sense. Now, I understand why people when you only look at shit at the surface level, you become stupid. Is a fair statement, Adrian? Or is that a little harsh?
Well, you remain stupid.
There you go. Yes. But it's why you got to dig deeper, because on the surface, yes, it looks like, well, if you could be Iron Man, because you was Iron Man before, you could be Iron Man again, right? Got to be, right? But when you dig into it, you realize why I said a year ago when we first heard about this, it's genius.
Sure.
It ain't lazy. Casting Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom is not lazy. It's motherfucking genius.
Right.
When you understand these characters, when you read a comic, you can understand the characters and you see how much of a contrast they are. He ain't a clone. It ain't the same character. They're not fucking twins. It's literally opposite sides of a mirror almost.
Yeah.
So, all right, dimensional core. This is something that I never even heard of this until this past week. You heard of this in the comics, dimensional core?
No, like I said,
No.
when I was reading about Doom, it was an onboard nuclear reactor, basically.
Okay. Which it sounds kind of like what this is, but so the dimensional core, so we're going to switch gears here. We're talking a bit about the dimensional core. It's a power source at the heart of his armor and a citadel technology. It's a hybrid system. It draws energy not just from physics, but from the multiverse itself. Okay. So, you know how Tony's arc reactor is internal. It creates its own energy.
Mm-hmm.
This core isn't built to generate energy, but it steals it from other planes of existence.
Yeah.
It's a bridge between dimensions. It pulls from the interdimensional folds where magic and science overlap, compresses it into a stable, controllable form. This is what gives Doom access to both magic and technological energy streams in one system. So it merges these two powers, if you will. It's a quantum siphon. So some of these planes that it can tap into, the dark dimension, the crimson cosmos, even the negative zone, even Mephisto's realm.
Right.
So all of like the worst fucking spots that you want to be pulling power from, right?
Or you can look at it as the spots that nobody gives a fuck about anyway. So because there was an episode in Star Trek where they built this bridge between another universe to draw power.
Okay.
But what was happening was that universe was made up of living disembodied entities. So what they were actually doing, that power they were drawing was actually killing these entities. So when you have Doom, now it's interesting that this reactor doesn't draw power from just one place. I don't know if it siphons simultaneously, if it chooses, but what that really means for Doom is that he has really unlimited power.
Yeah. So, and it doesn't fully open portals. It just kind of, it grazes their boundaries. It extracts ambient cosmic energy,
Sure.
demonic ether, or extra dimensional radiation in bursts. Then the core stabilizes that flow with runic containment fields so it doesn't tear him apart.
So imagine these whales that go through the ocean with their mouth open. They're not eating the sharks. They're not eating the dolphins, the orcas, all this other bullshit. They're just skimming the shit. They're literally just opening their mouth.
Yep.
The shit is flowing through, and they're trapping the small plankton particles that, in mass quantities, I might add.
Right.
But they're just attracting the surface of what's in the ocean, not the big pieces. So he's able to do that. And it's actually genius because that means that he can draw energy and not attract the attention of any entity that might be in that dimension.
And it's all dimensions, good, bad, everything in the middle. It's like siphoning fuel from heaven and hell at the same time and turning it into clean electricity.
Yeah.
You're literally just taking all this shit. You got this core that turns it into something clean that you can use like that because it has magic and tech. It is fucking genius.
Yeah, yeah. You got a generator. It can accept gasoline, diesel, propane, and natural
Fucking
gas,
air.
and wood all at the same time, and it converts it into electricity for your house.
Wow.
That's crazy.
It is, dude. It's insane. So the dimensional gates are small enough, though, to your point, to avoid attracting attention from the beings. Because the dark dimension, you got Dormammu,
Right.
Mephisto, and I'm sure there's plenty of fucking others. And then it filters the energy so it doesn't corrupt his mind or body. Now, it also, he's used these dimensional cores in other areas of his empire. The time platform, the teleportation arrays, they use similar cores to open stable gates through space and time. So he's used these other places. His battle world and Doom world realities are stabilized by massive dimensional cores that balance magic and physics. He uses Molecule Man to kind of fucking, I guess, feed these in Secret Wars. He's fused these with Galactus's technology. channels power cosmic energy through these cores safely. To your point, unlimited power supply, never needs to be refueled. His suit can tap into these energy sources. It allows for dimensional travel, reality manipulation. He can blend scientific and mystical energies to rewrite localized physics, levitation, transmutation, energy constructs, resurrection and healing. Can use the core's energy to reconstitute his body after death or damage. He can enhance magic rituals by amplifying them with cosmic energies instead of his own life force. So imagine Doctor Strange conjuring up a spell, but then also tapping into some cosmic energy to enhance how strong that is.
All right.
Now, what's the risk? There's always a risk.
Always.
The dimensional core is a ticking bomb. It's balanced on razor-thin equations. If a rune collapses or a dimension's energy spikes, Doom risks ripping a hole in reality. That's the reason why Doctor Strange and Reed Richards have warned him against using it. What do you think he did after they warned him against using it?
Yeah, continue to
Just
develop
kept
it.
fucking,
Right?
like they didn't even say anything, you know? he did what what you tell people when their food's not good. He just said, thank you, and fucking went on and kept using it.
He took that information like, okay, so your car has a tank of gasoline,
Yep.
which can explode.
Sure.
However, we use it in and out every day. So he's perfected this bomb, this active bomb, because by the way, they were talking about in the 70s about that being the next way that we could travel through space by exploding nuclear bombs behind a spaceship, right? Because once you're in motion in space, there's no friction to slow you down or stop you. Well, unless you just like slam into something. But so a car engine is literally just a controlled explosion of this gasoline. So he's perfected this exotic reactor, kind of like the Wakandians, right?
Yeah.
They have this exotic metal that they perfected over time that can allow them to do all this other stuff. Victor has perfected this siphon to the point where it does literally whatever he wants, and he looks at it like, it's a gas tank.
Right. So when people say things like, we don't know, it's just going to be rushed and thrown on us and there's no build and all this stuff. Now, this is just hypothetical, okay? If I'm looking at the Infinity Saga, you had the big baddie was Thanos. He's putting the stones together. He's got the gauntlet. He's trying to get this ultimate power. He wants to reshape the entire universe with a snap. Doom, and that's a big enough problem that the Avengers need to assemble and get involved, and that's why we have these Infinity War and Endgame massive movies, right? Well, Doomsday Secret Wars. Doom. Now we know that Secret Wars in the comics ends in Battle World. In one version, Doom puts it together. He wants to rule over whatever these incursions are. He's trying to make his perfect world. He's trying to be a god. God Emperor Doom, right? I do not believe that Marvel is going to start Doomsday and have a clean slate and not pull anything that we've seen from the MCU into this movie. For example, if Doom creates a dimensional core in Doomsday, he would probably need to find some pieces to assemble this thing. We've seen all kinds of, as I'm going through this fucking deep dive, we've seen all kinds of shit that can do some of what this dimensional core can do. Already exists in the comics. You talk about siphoning power from other dimensions and universes. Remember this amazing, immaculate masterpiece called The Marvels?
Yeah.
Do you remember part of the plot? They were stealing resources from one planet,
Right.
and bring it to another planet. Well, what were they using to do that? A fucking bangle, right?
Yep.
Well, who's got this bangle now? A couple people. There's two of them.
Right.
Could Doom, everything we've read about how he creates things, magic wielded with tech and cosmic energy, this energy, that energy, The Bangles could be a part of this dimensional core.
Sure.
You got the 10 rings. Shang-Chi. Pretty sure he's accessing interdimensional power when he's using those because he's not a superpowered individual.
Right.
He's a trained martial artist. So he's got some, I'd assume some magic abilities, but he's using these rings to do that, right?
Well, I mean, you don't necessarily need, if you go with the concept of like the Flash, right? The
Yep.
Flash doesn't have a magic ability, but he has the ability to access the Speed Force.
Yep.
So you don't have to be magic necessarily to access things. You just need to have the gene or the wherewithal or the knowledge or the incantation or whatever to access it.
So the 10 rings, you got the 10 rings, you have the bangle from Ms. Marvel. Now there's also some quantum realm tech. There's power in the quantum realm.
Mm-hmm.
You got Ant-Man. He's got some portal to get into the quantum realm. Could Doom possibly use that as well? It's one piece. You got the Darkhold. Wanda used a Darkhold in Strange 2. They said they destroyed it, but nothing's ever really destroyed in the comics.
Mm-hmm.
There's always another version somewhere. Oh, if you go to this fucking tomb on this one planet in this other dimension, you can access the Darkhold. Okay, cool. There's that. Now, there's the Eye of Agamotto. There's no time stone in it anymore, but is it beyond the realm of fucking possibility that through all the magic and spells that the Sorcerer Supreme knows that they can figure out how to use the Eye of Agamotto in a different way? You got that. There's just so many little pieces here that could potentially tie in. And I mean, you have the whole device that Tony built to go back in time. My point is there's probably a lot of seeds planted. That could be completely off base. They could never have a dimensional core. But I see that as an easy way to tie Doom into this story. He's on a path for two things. One, to get revenge for if the incursions really did destroy his world. Mm-hmm. Or the other, or maybe they did. And he's on this path to collect these artifacts and these weapons to obtain ultimate power to recreate his world.
Maybe.
Bring his wife and family back. Then there's a rumor that his wife in that universe was actually Sue Storm. He lost her.
Imagine that.
Yeah. Is that a shocker?
Yeah.
They glaze Sue more than I glaze Wanda on this podcast. So, but the dimensional core is something that I learned about for the first time, honestly, this weekend. But this is what, at the end of the day, fuels Doom's armor, fuels his constructs, fuels his spells. It's the reason that a guy, because he's not a superpowered individual, he knows magic, can fight gods and survive.
Right.
It's the reason why every version of Doom eventually risks becoming the very thing that he studies, it being untethered from reality itself. He's always walking that line.
Absolutely.
He's one fucking step away from losing it all and becoming one of these cosmic fucking entities. It's powered by stolen cosmic and magical forces. So, man, dude, I'm hyped, dude. I want a dimensional core, bro. You think we can get one?
Well, first you got to figure out what to do with it.
Yeah, that's true too. I would have become God Emperor Mike,
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
He was right times 10. So, anyways, that is our deep dive. We had 2 deep dives today, fucking on it, dude. I'm excited, dude, for Dr. Doom.
Yeah. I'm excited for what that brings over the next typical 10 years.
Right. And I think that hopefully y'all that are still in denial can listen to this and realize that the awesome story about Doom is not Doom being Tony Stark.
Yeah.
He's such a phenomenal character without that. You have so much substance here to make him to tell an amazing story on screen.
Absolutely.
If you were to do that, it would be a complete disservice. And I just don't think that Marvel is that stupid. But remains to be seen. Either way, I'm excited to see a Doom on screen. And even if we just get a fraction of this stuff we've talked about over the last few weeks, I think we're all in for a fucking treat, bro.
I think the only thing that having RDJ as the Doom actor will bring to Doom is the scale, the scope, and the refinement of all the Iron Man movies and RDJ. By him being on the set, this movie production is going to be at a whole different level.
Yeah. This is him in his element.
Right.
He's done this for so long, but he's also, it's kind of sounds like what you were getting at is, even though he was an amazing actor in 2008, he's evolved as an actor since he started this role.
Absolutely. And he's not going to allow certain shortcuts to happen in the production of this movie. It's going to be at a scale beyond, I believe.
Yep. So that remains to be seen. We will find out soon, though. Fucking almost a year away, dude. Happens before you know it, you know? All right, switching gears a little bit, Adrian. We give the people what they want here on Only Comics. Is that a fair statement?
I think so.
I think so, for the most part. Well, somebody asked who our top 5 non-comic movie directors were a couple weeks ago, or maybe last week. I figured we would deliver. Okay, so I'm going to give you, we'll go back and forth. Now, the non-comic movie director, because there is one on here that did direct a few comic movies.
Sure.
But the rule I use is like, is this director only known for their comic book movies? Like a James Gunn, Zack Snyder, maybe? You know, or some other individuals where, I'll give you one who's not on my list, but it's a perfect example. Tim Burton.
Right.
He directed 2 comic book movies, Batman Returns. But he's known for most of his other shit.
Right.
You know, so so maybe it's a little cheat code, but all right.
Russo brothers?
Russo's their comic book guy. Like, you know any of their fucking other shit?
Actually, no.
No. We know them because of their comic book stuff.
Yeah.
So the guy I have on here is known for all of his shit.
Got it.
All right, so we'll start with number 5. My number 5 is me. No, I don't have a number 5. I only had 4, Adrian. I couldn't come up with 5. So do you have 5?
2, 3, 4. Yeah.
All right. Well, who's your number 5?
Wow. It's Ridley Scott.
Okay. I see. I've not seen a whole lot of his stuff. He's a little bit, I guess, before my generation.
Oh yeah.
You know,
but he also does a lot of like TV shows and shit like that, like Miami Vice. Shit like that, so
Ridley Scott, he's got a hell of a fucking filmography, though. I mean, he's got the Alien movies, the Gladiators, Blade Runner. Are you a Blade Runner fan?
Blade Runner. I saw Blade Runner. To answer your question, no.
Okay.
I have seen it. But it was like one of those intellectual movies when I was real young, so I didn't kind of get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good movie.
What is and I'll put you on the spot here. What is your favorite, or at least one of your favorite Ridley Scott movies?
I don't know. I would have to go over them all.
I'll throw some at you here. Gladiator 1 and 2, House of Gucci, Alien, The Martian, American Gangsta, Black Hawk Down, Hannibal, G.I. Jane, Alien, Blade Runner.
I would go with Alien, the first one.
The first one?
And Gladiator, the first one.
He also did Matchstick Men. Is that the one with Nicolas Cage?
I don't know.
Yeah, Nick Cage, when he's like fucking, he's got like crazy OCD. That's a good one. I would say of these movies, my favorite Ridley Scott would probably be American Gangster. With Denzel. That's a fucking great movie.
Yeah.
He's got some good ones, though. All right, that's your number 5. My number 5 is myself. And you go, have you made any movies? No, not yet.
No.
But for the ones that I'm going to make one day. My number 4, though, is somebody we talked about earlier today. It's your boy, Quentin Tarantino. He's got a smaller filmography than most people, but he's pretty fucking solid. Reservoir Dogs was the first movie he directed and wrote. Now, he did, you mentioned it earlier, the vampire shit. I fucking said the name earlier, I forgot again. From Dusk Till Dawn. But I don't know if he directed. I think maybe he wrote it. Okay. He wrote that movie, didn't direct it.
Okay.
Got it. So I know he had something to fucking do with it. Reservoir Dogs was the first one he wrote and directed. That's the thing about him in his movies. He's written and directed all of them.
Mhm.
Pulp Fiction, wrote and directed. That's a phenomenal movie. Jackie Brown, the 2 Kill Bill movies, Death Proof, Inglourious Bastards, Django Unchained, The Hateful Eight, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. My favorite of all of these is probably Pulp Fiction. And my second one would be Jackie Brown. Yo, Jackie Brown, you've seen Jackie Brown.
Yeah.
That's a great movie.
It is.
It never gets talked
Underrated.
about. It's so underrated. I almost say it's hard to say it's better than Pulp Fiction, but it's right there, dude.
Yeah.
And then of the newer one, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was pretty good. And then Inglourious Bastards was a fun movie.
Yeah, it was. It was funny.
Yeah. Dude, Django Unchained, I got mixed feeling. It's hard to watch.
It is because of the political stuff and the hate. It's hard to watch. That's a good way to sum it up.
It is a good movie.
Mhm.
It's a good story. It has some amazing scenes. I mean, Quentin's strong suit a lot of times is his dialogue. But it's just hard to watch, dude. It's like when I was in school and you know, where I went to school, Adrian, less people look like me, more people look like you.
Right.
We always watch Roots.
Mhm.
And it's a very uncomfortable watch.
Yeah.
Especially as a kid. You're like 8 years old and shit. The fuck we watching this shit for?
Right.
But I guess it's educational.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one is a lot of people who love, it's my favorite movie. Like, I don't know, dude. Favorite? Shit.
Yeah. Informative, definitely.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a fucking
Favorite?
good way to put it.
That's
So, well, Quentin's my number 4. What's your number 4?
Even though they directed one of my favorite movie, they're kind of lower on the totem pole of the scale and scope of the other directors, the Wachowski brothers.
Okay. Which one? What's
The Matrix.
Okay.
Now, the first 1, maybe 2, 3 was starting to get into the ridiculous.
Yep.
And all this other shit when the sisters got involved. It's like, this is just bullshit.
Let me pull up their discography here. Where is it? So we got Assassins, Bound, the fucking handful of Matrix movies. Yo, they did V for Vendetta too. Okay. The Invasion, I've never seen that. Speed Racer, Ninja Assassin, Cloud Atlas, Jupiter Ascending, and then the latest Matrix, which you weren't a fan of.
Jupiter Ascending was a good movie.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know they did V for Vendetta as well. So that's your number 4, the Wachowskis. Number 3. So my number 3 is someone that has directed 3 comic book movies.
Mm-hmm.
But I actually think some of his best movies are not the comic book movies, and it's my boy Christopher Nolan.
Okay.
He, like Tarantino, has a smaller filmography than a lot of other directors, but I don't think he's got many misses on here. He's got The Following. That's it's kind of a short film. That's a good movie. I went back and watched it after I kind of fell down the Christopher Nolan train.
Mm-hmm.
Memento. That's a phenomenal movie. Insomnia. You ever seen Insomnia with Al Pacino and Robin Williams? They're cops, and Al Pacino's character is the insomniac.
No.
It's a detective. That's a fucking really good movie. It's a psychological thriller. Who else is in it? Al Pacino, Robin Williams. Oh, and Hilary Swank is in it from $1 Million Baby. Remember her?
Yeah.
Then I'll go use it.
Well, I was gonna say Hilary Swank. That chick has just been lucky, dude.
Yeah.
The
Fucking
awards
big
that
movies,
she's
dude.
won. Yeah.
Yeah. Batman Begins, The Prestige. That's another good. You ever seen The Prestige? With Hugh Jackman, Christian Bale.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The
But
The Magicians.
The Magicians, yeah.
Yep. That was a good one. Then The Dark Knight, obviously. Inception, phenomenal movie. Dark Knight Rises is probably his worst fucking movie. He produced The Man of Steel, but he didn't write it or direct it. So, Interstellar, one of my all-time favorites. Dunkirk, Tenet, Oppenheimer. Then he's got The Odyssey coming out next year. So of his movies, my favorite would probably be, it's tough, dude. It's a toss-up between Inception and Interstellar. I think for my all-time favorite from Nolan. And Mementos would be a close 3. And especially talking non-comic movies. So That is my number 3, Christopher Nolan. What you got?
So my 3 would be
Zack Snyder.
No, James Cameron.
What's your favorite James Cameron movie?
It's got to be the first Terminator.
The first one, yeah. Dude, he's would probably be 5 on my list. He's not on my list.
Yeah.
He's pretty fucking close to being on my list.
Yeah, Nolan was my honorable mention.
Okay.
Yeah.
But James Cameron, dude, I mean, even though we make fun of the Avatar movies, he's got some big fucking movies in his filmography. You got the 2 Terminator movies. The second one was a giant hit. True Lies. You got the whole Avatar franchise. I mean, even though he keeps putting the movie back out, but the original, results were phenomenal. He also has the Titanic, which was a big, big fucking box office movie. The Abyss, Aliens. It's a hell of a fucking discography, dude.
Right.
All right. That is your number 3. Now we're on the number 2, top 2, Adrian. My number 2 is none other than Steven Spielberg. Spielberg's got Jaws. He's got Raiders of the Lost Ark, the Indiana Jones trilogy, or even more than that, E.T. He didn't direct, but he produced and wrote Poltergeist, one of your favorite movies. Did The Twilight Zone, The Color Purple. Shit, dude, just Hook. Hook's one of my favorite movies from the 90s. I love Hook. Jurassic Park, he did the first 2, I think. Schindler's List, I've actually not seen that. Amistad, that's another movie that's really good, but it ain't really a fun watch. Saving Private Ryan, AI. That was a good movie with, what's his name? Was it Joel Osteen, maybe?
Yep.
Catch Me If You Can with Leo, phenomenal movie. Let's see, some other my favorites here.
There was an old one that about the old people.
Close Encounters of the Third Kind?
No, not that one. Some old people they found this egg in the ocean, and it turned out to be like an alien that was hatching, and they put it in the swimming pool, and all the old people would go into the swimming pool. They would feel younger and everything.
Okay.
And they was actually drawing the energy, talking about like Dr. Doom. Right?
Yeah.
Drawing the energy away from the egg, which was killing the entity that was on the inside of it.
Oh, shit.
Let me see your list. Keep going on your list. Let me look it up.
All right. Then he did Lincoln in 2012. He did Ready Player One, which is a phenomenal movie. He also did The West Side Story. I mean, Spielberg's got some fucking hits, dude.
Right.
Now, was it one that maybe he just produced on? He produced Super 8. He produced, let's see. Oh, Five Goes West, dude. That's a classic. Memoirs of a Geisha. Flags of Our Fathers. He was executive producer. Dude, he's done...
Monty Pitt.
Okay. He was executive producer on that one.
Roger Rabbit, Harry and Henderson. Yo.
Oh, shit, dude. Arachnophobia.
Oh, I love that. We watch that shit like every year.
He did he was a executive producer on Back to the Future. Yeah, Spielberg's the GOAT, dude. Casper, Twister. Dude, this motherfucker's, if he's not directing it, he's producing it. He's executive producing Transformers, Monster House, Men in Black 3, fucking, even Jurassic World. So he didn't direct the newer ones, but he executive produced them. Twisters, holy shit. Oh. All right. That is my number 2. What is it? Cocoon, okay. He directed?
Hold on.
Knowing him, he fucking wrote it.
Oh, fuck. I'm way off. Ron Howard.
Oh, dude, he was another one that would have been like probably in my top 10 or something.
Yeah, he's got a lot of shit. Yeah, that's like the salad dressing fuck up.
Oh yeah, Newman's Own. You tell me it was fucking Robert Redford or whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Maybe, Adrian, it's not. Maybe, people say like the timeline resets and we jump over sometime. Maybe you used to be in a timeline where Redford had his salad dressing.
Or maybe.
And you woke up one day in this timeline. That's when we met. You came over here.
Sure.
And it's that piece that they fucking fucked up a little bit, It's okay.
In my whitey tighties didn't have fucking cornucopias on them.
Exactly. Yeah, you're like, where'd the cornucopia go, bro? Fuck. Anyway, my number 2 is Steven Spielberg. Who is yours?
My number 2 is Scorsese.
Okay.
Yeah.
Scorsese's a beast. Well, you know what, Adrian? We're going to save the Scorsese talk until right now because he's my number 1.
It's funny because Spielberg is my number 1.
Oh, shit. Okay.
For all the fucking reasons that you just went down that 80-mile long scroll of movies that he's been involved in.
All right, so let's do this then. Spielberg, what is your, give me like 2 or 3 of your favorite Spielberg movies that he directed.
Dude, he kind of like said them all. Well, let's look at the list of what he's directed.
Yeah, these are directed. So,
Jaws got to be in there.
Yeah. E.T.
Close Encounters of the Third Kind was massive.
Yeah.
Poltergeist, Indiana Jones, The Color Purple, Jurassic Park, the first one, AI, Money Pit, Minority Report. All of those are good.
All right, you named 30.
Yep.
I'm gonna give you my top 3 right off the cuff. I'm gonna go the first Jurassic Park. I'm gonna go E.T. And then number 3 would be, we'll come into the recent times here, Ready Player One. That's my favorite.
All right, that's a good one too. Dude.
Yeah.
Fucking Chucky.
All right, now the GOAT. Well, you had him at number 2.
Yeah.
But my man Martin Scorsese. This dude, first of all, the mob genre, he fucking redefined these movies, right? But even before that, you got Taxi Driver. Now, some of these, you know me, dude. If it's old, I typically don't fuck with it.
Right.
Right? It's kind of a rule of mine, you know? Because one time I had old milk and it was disgusting. And that was in my fucking school. Can you believe that, dude? I'm traumatized. I cannot drink. Like, I'm a milk guy, Adrian. I'll drink the milk. Dude. You're not.
No.
I am. But I will never, ever, ever drink white milk from one of those little cartons again.
Yeah.
Because chocolate milk cartons.
I've had that.
You know where I'm going?
Yeah. You get the buttermilk texture
and there's
and
pieces,
the smell
and it's pieces. They look like chicken.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why is there chicken in my milk? And I was in elementary school, and I literally I wanted to vomit. I was in probably like 3rd or 4th grade, dude. And I always got the chocolate milk, but one day I was like, you know what? Let's try the white milk. You know, let's go white one day, Adrian.
Yeah, look what happened.
I went white and I went back, you know? Yep, and it's destroyed it for me. And I'll drink milk, like, you know, from the gallon.
And for those that don't know, those little boxes, you don't sip out of those boxes.
No.
You chug out of those boxes.
Yes.
So when you open up and pour that shit in your mouth, you're getting chunks.
You're
getting chunks.
I didn't know until it was too late, until the chunks were in my mouth. No diddy. Anyways.
That's why I can't drink coconut milk to this day, dude.
Oh, yeah.
With the little shits in it. Yeah, I can't do it.
So anyways, I tend not to fuck with things that are old, is the point. But some of these movies are so good, it don't matter how fucking old they are.
Right.
Taxi Driver's one that I've seen that's great. Raging Bull. You ever seen this movie?
No.
When Robert De Niro plays Jake LaMotta, old boxer. And I believe this movie is in black and white, and it actually fucking works really well.
Yeah.
There's The King of Comedy. There's A Color of Money, Last Temptation of Christ. But here's where fucking Scorsese went on his run. Goodfellas in 1990, one of my all-time favorite movies, period. Cape Fear, you ever seen this?
I have.
Dude,
Yeah.
this is a fucking good movie.
Yeah, it is.
And Robert De Niro is a sick fuck in this.
Yeah, it is.
Casino in 95, phenomenal movie. Gangs of New York, this is a long movie, but this is a really good movie.
Right.
The Aviator, I've still not seen this, with Leo playing Howard Hughes. The Departed, phenomenal movie. Jack Nicholson plays the mobster up in Boston area. You got Leo in this. You got Matt Damon. You got Mark Wahlberg in this. Great movie. Shutter Island, phenomenal fucking movie. I love this movie. Hugo, I've not seen. Wolf of Wall Street's one of my all-time favorite movies. I've not seen Silence. The Irishman was actually really good. You seen this Netflix movie?
No.
Yeah, he's got De Niro, Al Pacino, and Pesci is in it. It's basically the story of who's the fucking Teamster guy that went missing?
Hoffa.
Yep, Jimmy Hoffa. It's a long movie, but it's really fucking good. And then Killers of the Flower Moon. I've not seen this yet. De Niro and Leonardo DiCaprio. So I have to check that one out. But Scorsese, he's my GOAT, Adrian. My top 3 favorite Scorsese films: Goodfellas number 2, Wolf of Wall Street's probably number 1, and then my third, I'm giving you a fucked up retarded order. Third would be so many. I'll go with Shutter Island.
So you notice the directors that you're attracted to versus what I am attracted to, and the movies that you're attracted to versus what I'm attracted to. So when you were growing up, you grew up kind of street level, right? So you saw this kind of stuff all around you. So you were attracted to it because it made sense to you.
Yep.
So I didn't grow up in the same area.
Yeah.
I grew up fucking slave land, right? And I was mentally, I needed to go somewhere else.
Okay.
So fantasy, things like that. So most of my movies, if you look at the movies that the directors that I like direct, are fantasy escapism movies.
Right.
So
right.
Just talking to the psychology of why we choose the things that we choose.
So that being said, Scorsese, he's your number 2. Give me 3 of your favorite Scorsese films.
I think so. Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Let me see. Cape Fear. I didn't see The Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh my
I didn't
God,
see any of that stuff.
No. What about Gangs of New York?
Gangs of New York was good, but like I said, it was
not
long
top
and
tier.
shit.
Yeah.
Go back.
Streets, bro. It's old school.
I want to say Kings of Comedy, but
Okay.
probably not. But let's go with Taxi Driver.
Okay. Taxi Driver's a good one, dude.
Another fucking psycho shit.
And Taxi Driver's the reason why the Joker movie sucks. It's just a fucking remake of that with the Joker, honestly.
Well, you see that in some of the shows. I remember watching this. Remember that movie with Jada Pinkett and Queen Latifah? They were like gangsters in like LA or whatever. Anyway, there was a scene where
Set It Off?
Yeah, Set It Off.
Yep.
And then some other movie came out later. They literally took a scene out of Set It Off. That pissed me off so fucking much, dude. But so when you get a movie where it's obviously looking like some other movie, it's more of a turnoff. Kind of like, remember did we ever hear back from those guys across the pond that made this
the Excrement,
yeah. And I said, this looks like Mantis from the 80s and shit, and we never heard from him again.
No, once you said that, dude, they stopped. No, I haven't actually seen him on TikTok in a while, but he'll comment on some of our shit and vice versa. But we haven't read the second episode yet. But anyway, well, that's our top 5 non-comic movie directors, kind of. I gave 4. One of them has 3 comic movies, but hey, we're rule fluid here. Yeah. Adrian, when I asked him for his top 3 movies, he named 33. It's just we don't know what's going to happen here. We don't have much control over it. All right, versus. So we did a versus comparison earlier. Last week we talked about, I'm calling them the big 3, Adrian. Doctor Strange, Wanda Maximoff, Doctor Doom, the big 3. We posed the question on other stuff. What other big 3 from Marvel could even stand a fucking chance against these 3 in a 3v3? A lot of 3s.
Yeah. We
came up with Jean Grey, Franklin Richards, and Molecule Man. So you got magic wielders on one side, reality warpers on one side. The other side, you have creators, in a way, cosmic energy over the top. Franklin Richards creates things in his head, in dreams almost, like, and Molecule Man is the ultimate
battery.
Battery. I mean, seriously, he's reality's code and like can tap into and create just about any type of energy.
Right.
He's a fucking massive cosmic battery. All right, so a versus between these three. Actually, before I even say anything about anything, who are you picking right off the bat? Who you think's winning this? With no knowledge on what I'm about to fucking tell you.
So what was it? Wanda, Doom, and Strange.
Yep.
Versus
Franklin.
Jean Grey, which is Phoenix, essentially. Yep. Franklin and Molecule Man. I'm gonna go with the Magicians.
Yeah. Okay. I think you're right, but let's talk through it for a couple minutes real quick. So, Jean Grey, let's talk about her for a second. She's Omega level. She's telepath, telekinetic, and she hosts the Phoenix Force. So right. I think that they need to be clear about that. She's Omega level before the Phoenix Force.
Correct.
So I don't know what's above Omega. You had the Phoenix Force. Holy fucking shit.
Right. Well, people don't realize that. And when I did the breakdown on her, she was so powerful that she attracted the Phoenix Force. That's why the Phoenix Force even came to her.
That's a great point. Yeah, he didn't fucking just like accidentally land on her. Right. He found that chick.
Yep.
So her baseline power alone is insane. She's one of the strongest telepaths in existence. And this is where you can, when I say this, you're going to think, oh shit, they did fucking nerf her on screen. Mm-hmm. She's capable of reshaping memories across continents, shutting down minds, and manipulating the thoughts of gods. Mm. So when people say, well, the X-Men can't destroy, the Justice League, because how are they going to tap Superman's mind? Bro, Superman be eating his own fucking nuts for breakfast if he's fucking around with Jean Grey. Get the fuck out of here.
There's been so many people that have taken over Superman's mind. Ivy.
Yep.
He had a fucking plant that got out of his lab in the Fortress of Solitude.
Right.
Took over him for months. Nobody even knew.
Correct. Please. Her telekinesis can split atoms or lift a city without strain. All that's before Phoenix, okay? Mm. When the Phoenix Force bonds with her, she's no longer a mutant. She's literally a cosmic being. Mm-hmm. Phoenix is the embodiment of life, death, and rebirth. It's older than creation itself, the spark that ignites new realities and burns away stagnation. It's literally like the fuel to everything. Mm-hmm. It chooses its host. Jean's the perfect vessel because her empathy gives shape to its chaos. So it's good kind of balance there, right? She's just Dark Phoenix Saga destroyed the Dabari star system, 5 billion lives just erased. It has died and been resurrected more times than anyone in Marvel, sometimes even rebuilding her own body from subatomic ash. Phoenix has linked every mutant mind on Earth at times, rewritten timelines, even blocked Charles Xavier. Phoenix can access the White Hot Room. It's a realm outside of time where consciousness of all Phoenix hosts exists. I mean, it's like...
Damn, I'm changing my mind as you speak because I saw from Molecule Man and Franklin, I saw Jean as brute force. And to be honest, the weakest of the three, but I'm kind of changing my mind here.
So, well, let's get into Franklin.
Yep.
He's the architect. Reality warping, universal creation. He's obviously the son of Reed and Sue. He's an Omega level mutant, capable of creating entire universes with just thought, but not reshaping reality. He can manufacture it from scratch.
Right. Which is different than Wanda.
Correct.
Wanda doesn't create universes. She make you think that you're in different ones.
Right. She could take his creation and flip it.
Right.
Yes. His imagination, when he was a child, his imagination bent the laws of existence just casually. His dreams created pocket universes. His fears caused cosmic storms. I think I guess depending what age he is, right? Because the older he gets, the more he can control this stuff. He's created universes. He's restored realities after Secret Wars. He rebuilt the entire multiverse planet by planet, working with Molecule Man. He's resurrected beings, altered genetic destinies. The adult Franklin. There's alternate versions too. There's an adult Franklin that travels back sometimes in the past to talk to little Frankie over here. The adult Franklin was capable of standing beside Celestials as an equal. in the Fantastic Four comic, The End. He's classified by Celestials as one of their kind, being a pure creation. So think about that.
Right.
Celestials say, yeah, you're fucking one of us, bro.
Right.
All right, Molecule Man. Complete control over matter and energy at a molecular level, hence the word Molecule Man, the name, and later at a multiversal level. He started as an ordinary tech who survived an accident involving a cosmic containment experiment. That accident opened him up to the Beyonders energy, which we've talked about. You had Beyonder as a hidden gem, was it earlier this year?
Yeah.
Yeah. Granting him total awareness and control of molecular structure across all forms of existence. He can manipulate the building blocks of reality the way we would fucking rearrange Legos. He can literally just... So he's destroyed planets, whole worlds. He's beyond Omega. His power transcends molecules. He could eventually alter fundamental constants like gravity or time flow. Like you talk about Wanda's probability. I mean, he can do similar type of things. He helped the Beyonder assemble Battle World in Secret Wars 84. And then in 2015, he became the anchor point of all universes, each reality containing a fragment of Molecule Man to stabilize it. And once that version was killed, that whole reality blew up. So he basically is like a reality bomb. He's destroyed multiverses and restored them from memory alone. His power works. It doesn't transmute matter through magic or technology. He commands the fundamental forces behind existence. His body acts as a conduit for Beyonder's energy. His mind is literally linked to every atom in every universe. When he's stable, he's godlike. When he's unstable, he's a walking apocalypse. That's why Doom, Strange, and Reed all feared him in the comics. His mood could rewrite creation. Pretty fucking powerful, dude. All right, so that is the people they're up against. Now, we're talking a 3v3.
Right.
But if they're going 1-for-1, I mean, Strange and Jean. Dude, I don't know who in this. Jean and Wanda's probably going to be the best one-on-one here. Jean's going to take out Strange.
Yeah.
Right? Like, Strange, unless he really taps into some crazy dark magic. But while he's doing all this fucking shit, she's just going to disintegrate his ass.
Right.
Doom and Jean. What happens there? Is that just a fucking lay down? Is he put up a fight?
I think he puts up the fight.
Yeah.
I don't think he survives.
He's not going to survive though, right? Now, what about as a team? So Jean, Strange, and Wanda, together they can reshape reality. Jean can do that. Strange can, I guess, help stabilize the chaos. So could Doom. Doom could even help amplify Wanda's power with his magic, his runes, and his access to some of this dark energy, right? Strange can even help manipulate some of that dimensional energy. I mean, pretty fucking powerful, but it seems to be predominantly magic-based.
Right.
Now, the other three, Jean, ultimate cosmic energy. Franklin can literally create a whole new universe that he controls. Like, he could pop you in another fucking universe. Franklin's in control now. Molecule Man's feeding Jean, and Jean's obliterating everybody.
Well, I mean, just think about the Molecule Man, who he's in touch with every atom across multiverses.
Right.
So literally, any move that they make, he is aware. So there's so much involved in that. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go with the latter three. Phoenix, Jean Grey, Phoenix. I mean, Phoenix only amplifies Jean. Molecule Man and Franklin, they're insane all by themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, I think like if you just straight up ask who's stronger, it's Jean, Franklin, and Molecule Man.
Right.
From a power set. I mean, they can literally birth universes.
Right.
Strange, Wanda, Doom.
They can move you about existing universes or make you think that you're in different universes.
Correct.
But that's the limitation.
They can govern the universes.
Right.
these motherfuckers can create them like this. So yeah, I think as much as last week after we went through the Magic Deep Dive, we're thinking no one's touching these fucking three, but I think they would take the L. I think Gene, Franklin, Molecule Man would win this versus. So there you go. All right, Adrian, we are going to do some We Respond, and then you got a hidden gem. So got this comment here, and this is, I wanted to ask you this question specifically. So this is Cheat Mo. He was talking about listening to us talk about Dr. Doom and his willpower. Because of how strong his willpower is, would that make Dr. Doom a good Green Lantern?
Sure.
Think so?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he'll end up being like a Sinestro because, first of all, he's going to get the power. Then he's going to be like, I need to take over this shit.
Right.
Then it's going to be like, well, what else can I do with this? So, and then he's not going to agree with the Owens and all this other kind of shit. So it'll be a fucking disaster.
Got it. But he at least has the willpower to do that. Okay. All right, let's get into this. There's a lot of comments this week, so we're going to focus on the as many as we can in a quick amount of time because we got a hidden gem and some other stuff. But all right, Slap a Wrestling. This is his second comment. We're going to start with his second one because that's what came up first. It's how it works here, Adrian. It's not a lot of rules. He says, a way to beat Doom might be to introduce Ghost Rider into Secret Wars. I also just want Ghost Rider in there general. We waited too long. Ghost Rider, give them that fucking tipping point. You think his power could help them defeat Doom or no?
It's still magic to a degree, right?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No. He just wants to see him in the movie.
All right,
so,
nothing wrong with that.
I mean, I want to see him in a movie too, whether he helps him defeat him or not.
All you do is, tie his hand behind his back and put a napkin over his eyes. He's all set.
With the penance stare?
The penance stare.
Fuck with Doom?
I think so.
Yeah. Y'all see Gremlins 3 is official. The OG is a classic, but the sequel should have proven a third one was never needed. I still watch it, though. I did see it's official, and Spielberg is helping out with that, too.
Hey, why not?
He said, yo, Gambit dying in 97 got me more emotional than Iron Man dying. What the fuck?
Damn.
Yeah, we actually on the live, we were talking about this. It wasn't more emotional for me. It definitely was. But I think the Iron Man one is above that. But yeah.
But it's interesting how quickly Gambit came up as rather an unknown to most.
Yeah.
And, his dying created that kind of emotion.
Yeah, because if you didn't watch the animated series and if you weren't a big X-Men comic guy, you wouldn't even know who Gambit was.
Right.
So, question for my guys. What is the top 3 underrated movies and or shows in the MCU in your opinions? Underrated MCU shows or movies. I think that Moon Knight is underrated. I had a movie too recently. Which one? Oh, I think Doctor Strange 2 is highly underrated. That's a movie a lot of people shit on. I thought it was really fucking good. And then The Incredible Hulk, the OG Ed Norton, I think that's very underrated.
That was in the MCU?
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I'd have to look at
Captain Marvel?
I'd have to look at the no.
All right. Lishi Lang. AWAB, it makes me smile that Mike loves the Batman so much because in tone and vision, it reminds me more of Snyder's DC. No, it doesn't. I hope we get the Batman 2 and then we make a second season of the Penguin where we see the rise and fall of Oz during the same time frame as the Batman 2 is happening. And maybe Court of Owls is growing in power in the background to be the main villains of the Batman 3. Okay. I
like that arc.
Yeah, that is cool. I'm just down with the Court of Owls being in any of this shit.
Right.
That would be awesome. Mike, we are still waiting for you to see Blade and Blade 2. Much love, my guys. Keep up the fantastic work. I'm still waiting for me to see those two. I heard they're on Hulu now, so I couldn't even fucking find them. Mr. Corden says, haha, appreciate y'all reading my comment. Laughed out loud when I got 3 loud dings in the chair. Remember the guy was saying the dings were too loud? You don't like my dings, Mr. Corden? And Adrian asked, what ding? You had me rolling. Let's see. Maple Grove. Mike talks about Wanda so much he's starting to sound like Spawn. Wanda.
Wow.
Yes.
Damn,
Yo, well,
Mike.
Wanda, he's up there. I don't know who likes Wanda more, me or Spawn, but let's see. Sorry, my guy. Oh, DJ Super Soldier says, I got Avengers Disassembled and House of M. Just need to get Civil War, but these damn stores overpriced this shit. Okay, so we are going to have, so I looked at the first 3 comics in this bundle, the big, you beautiful reading guide bundle. We're not going to shut down because the government shut down, Adrian. We're still here. House of M is impossible to get right now. It's on back order. I cannot get House of M copies right now from the distributor. So I can get Civil War and I can get, so Avengers Disassembled is not available as its own graphic novel, but there's a new Avengers trade paperback that has that with a few stories that happen after. So for the physical copies, we're going to get those. I can't get House of M right now, and we're going to get Civil War. And what we'll do is whatever the retail cost is, if you buy them separately, we'll do 20% off the retail. And if you buy them as a bundle, we'll do 25%. So I'll have those links this week for you guys to purchase those if you want. If you don't, if you just want to read along in a digital platform, get the Marvel app. It's, what is it, $5-10 a month or something? I don't even know, but it's fucking worth it, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I told you about it, I don't know, like a year ago.
Yeah.
And I mean, the amount of shit you have access to in there is phenomenal.
Right.
And I kind of, as much as I know you're typically a comic, like read the comic guy, but it is nice to have them on a fucking big iPad,
right,
with the way these things look, the detail. And what I like about that is I can read them in the dark, dude.
There's that.
And like, it's sometimes you gotta have some good lighting to read a comic.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing. So, all right, let's see. We got, trying to get to the interns. Mick Skeeter, yo, Mike, Adrian, AWOB. I'm needing the Avengers Disassembled and Civil War for the reading guide. I got you, bro. I love how Wanda keeps getting more glaze each week. She is top tier, and I'm intrigued on the Sorcerer Supreme run. Learned something new about Doom's armor, and his mom, I agree, would definitely be an anti-hero teetering on anti-villain. If I was given any superpowers or genius intellect, I would. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I wouldn't be no pure hero or villain, dude. I'd be walking those lines, Adrian.
Oh, yeah.
And I know I'm late to the party, but my favorite candy has always been 100 grand bars and Gushers, if you consider them candy. No, they're fruit snacks. Let's see, a couple more. Sons of Sekhmet says, Megadeth has a song about Deathlock called Psychotron. Okay. Let's see. Deathlock was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., John Bonvon says. Shout out to John Bonvon. He was on the live this past week again. I hope the movie script is as good as that Doom suit, OG Dirte says. That dude Pablo says this. I don't think RDJ would agree to or go for a subpar script. The man makes bangers and commands a certain amount of respect.
Right.
It's kind of what you said earlier.
Yeah.
I agree. He ain't coming back for no bullshit, dude.
Right.
He also says, you're right. It's been so dull for movies and TVs these past few weeks. I resorted to watching older movies that I didn't get the first time or whatever. This led me back to Tenet. I still like it, kind of, but I still don't get it really. I haven't seen that movie yet. I tried watching it and I turned it off because I'm like, I don't know what's happening right now. Oh, that dude Pablo is the one that asked us our favorite superhero or favorite non-superhero directors. He gave his. So he's got Bryce Dallas Howard, Scorsese, Tarantino, Spielberg, and Nolan. Solid fucking list.
Right.
I missed Loki. Like you said, his arc was top notch. A season 3 would be cool, but probably not necessary, but I'd watch. Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. You don't need a season 3 of Loki, but I would sure as shit fucking watch it.
Right.
Let's see. RDJ about to blow the haters away. Says, be jaded. You're right. Captain Canada AWOB, boys, the Doom suit looked proper. Mike, save your money and watch the trailers on YouTube a few hours after. It's probably a good point. It'll probably be out the same day, right?
Right.
Wanda needs to be in the next 2 or at least 1 Avengers movie for sure. Yes, I agree. Loki had the best character arc. I feel like there were some sus calls in game 6 and 7 against Toronto. Of course you do. You're a Toronto fan, bro. MLB just wants LA because the money they get back. Just saying. You might be right. Let's see. Dun, dun, dun. Slappa says, this was such a great episode, so informative. You guys gave extra hype to Doomsday, making me realize there's really no one who could stop Doom, especially in his pink form. I think that's solid.
Wait a minute, in his pink form?
Peak.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Speaking of peak, I got into X-Men 97. My God, it is beautiful animation story. I want this level in live action one day. Exactly, dude. Like what they did in X-Men 97, just do that on screen.
Right.
That type of X-Men. They fucking nailed it there. You also do a watch of the week recommendation for us interns. I'd go for it. Yo, watch The Substance. You'll love it, especially the end. Got to get your reaction on Brendan Fraser coming back for the next Mummy movie. I feel like my divorced parents just got back together. I can't wait.
My God, I can't.
I never care. I never watched the Mummy movies.
They were good.
You liked them?
Yeah, they were good. But him now, yeah, no.
Mike, I agree in some ways on Scream 7. It's wrong what happened to Melissa, but I didn't like Scream 6, so I'm kind of okay with them going in a different direction. Yeah, I can see that. However, it somehow worked out with her and she's the killer in 7. It'd be huge. Yes, that would be cool. Either way, I don't feel Stu is the best way to close out the franchise. Bet Scream 8 will happen, though. Yeah, I'm kind of confused on the Stu thing coming back. Like, now all of a sudden everybody's glazing Stu. Like, I don't know. Let's see. DJ Super Soldier, my guys. AWAB, Mike, you got me. Wanda Glazer right here. Definitely would need to see Batman in a season 2 of The Penguin if we are to get one. However, the end of The Penguin leads into Batman 2. I'll take that. Question for you two both. Who do you think should be the main villain in the Batman 2? I've said this live. I think either the Court of Owls and maybe a Deathstroke, something like that would be cool.
Yeah. Like either one of those is, I mean, if you look at Deathstroke, either one of those would be as destructive.
Sure.
I think I would rather see the Court of Owls first, though.
Or Hugo Strange is another one I'd like. Wow. I watched all 6 Scream movies over 2 days after only seeing the first 4. I thought 6 was better than 5. Or should I say Scream 22? Why not just name it Scream 5? I don't fucking know. Have either of you, probably not you, Mike, seen the Purge movies? The fuck, bro? No, I seen the first 2. You ever seen the Purge movies?
Yeah, I've seen the first 2. It's an interesting concept.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't know that it needed fucking 8 movies.
Yeah,
like,
no.
The first one was good. The second one was okay. And so no, I've not seen them all. And yeah, Scream, I got to rank my Scream movies. Maybe I'll do that on Mike Check this week. I was 6 better than 5. Yeah, what I didn't like about 5 was how they had the new cast and then they had the old cast kind of there. Like almost like they didn't think the new cast could hold it on their own. So let's bring back the old dogs, but just put them in these like sideline roles that didn't even really make sense as to why they're even fucking here.
Wow.
And then they got rid of them. And then they had the issue about Melissa calling genocide. They didn't like that for some reason, probably because of the people who were involved. And they booted her. So, and then they brought the old cast back that they didn't have money to pay for in the other movie. We can't pay you what you want, so you're not, oh, now we want her out because she's speaking out against Israel, so now we'll pay you to come back.
Wow.
Hollywood's dirty,
That's
dude.
a lot.
It's a lot, bro. Sons of Sekhmet says, no more Aquaman films, please. How about a Dr. Fate movie instead, or a Mr. Terrific solo movie? I'd be down with either one of those. And then we got John Von Von says, my race swapping rules are if they existed in the comics, then it's good for live action. I mean, it's probably it's a fair way to look at it. So you got like, to his point, Samuel L. Jackson playing Nick Fury is based off of a different variant of Nick Fury that exists in the comics.
Sure, I agree.
So it's not really a race
agree
swap.
with that. I'll agree with that.
You know, Jeffrey Wright playing Gordon never happened. Gordon wasn't black in the comics.
Right.
That's a race swap. Probably don't need to do that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a fit. The problem is it's so nuanced for me.
Yeah.
If they do an amazing job and the race swap is not a distraction, I almost go, who cares?
Right.
But then when they don't do an amazing job and it was race swap, you go, why the fuck did we cast this person?
Like the whole Fantastic Four 3 debacle.
Correct. And then when it just adds confusion to the plot,
Yes.
I think is a, so anyways, the Sci-Fac, I think that's his name, the Sci-Fac says, this pod is better than the other one with all those insider scoops. I don't know which one you're talking about, but let me tell you something, that Sci-Fac. We're better than every fucking other podcast out there in our space. That's a fair statement, right? You
Sure,
agree with that,
I agree
Adrian?
with that.
All right, we're about to pass this to you in a second, Adrian. We got a couple Spotify. We got C says, AWOP, fellas. Y'all got to read the Spotify comments. Well, here the fuck we are. You got to see Snowfall. It's comparable to Breaking Bad. Okay, you seen Snowfall, the show?
No, I haven't.
Justin Doran says, AWOP. Well, he says AWOB. It's AWOP. See why I don't read the spot? No, I'm just kidding. It's Justin, Mike. That Doom. What's up, Justin? That Doom shirt is fire. And Adrian, I need to know where you got that very cool hat. I'm excited for Doom in the MCU. What the fuck hat did you wear last week?
Fuck about it.
Who knows? Maybe the Hulk one with
Probably.
the fist. Where'd you get that? Amazon?
Yeah.
Amazon, dude. We'll find the link maybe. I love a season 2 of The Penguin. Also want to let you guys know you're a big inspiration to me. I love talking Marvel, especially the MCU. Listening to you guys to sit down and nerd out inspired me to start my own channel, Kate Commentary. You guys are awesome. Good shit, dude.
Yeah.
You should start your own. Why the fuck not? We did it, you know? Metalhead says what gets me about Hawkeye in the MCU. He loses his wife and kids, goes on a killing spree around the world, and other heroes don't really bat an eye at it, and the world sees him as a hero. Frank Castle loses his wife and kids and goes on a killing spree, killing villains, and he's called a maniac, locked up and hunted by other heroes and the military and law enforcement when he does manage to get out. It's a good point.
Right.
You ain't got nothing wrong with fucking Hawkeye doing this shit.
Yeah.
The Punisher does it, and everybody loses their fucking mind.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Nice perspective.
Yes, it is. So that is the comment. I don't have the stomach for TikTok comments today, Adrian. So without any further ado, I'm going to pass this over to you. Who is our hidden gem this week?
All right. So our hidden gem this week is somebody that literally is involved in pretty much everybody that we talked about today.
Okay.
This was a request, and the requested hidden gem this week is the Living Tribunal.
Okay.
So quickly, the Living Tribunal is this entity that's existed since the universe began.
Yeah.
Right. He's second in command he's second only to the one above all, or in Marvel Universe's God. Right. He's Marvel's cosmic judge. He's a three-faced entity tasked with maintaining multiversal balance. He's nigh omnipotent, but even though he has all this power, you kind of hardly see him. Unlike the galactic peeping Tom, the Watcher. Right. So, like I said, he's above all cosmic beings except the one above all. He has reality warping capabilities. He can erase, create, and rewrite the laws of physics. He can see across all timelines and dimensions simultaneously. Has cosmic manipulation powers. Can control matter, energy, space, and time. And he overrides other entities like eternity, infinity, and death. Now, one of the intriguing, interesting things about this character is that you can't mention him without mentioning these other entities.
Okay.
So you have eternity, which represents all timelines, oversees the flow of time and cosmic balance. Eternity is the twin of infinity, who represents all space and infinite potential, maintains universal balance with the twin. Now, eternity has a lover, right? And that lover is the Never Queen, who represents what might be. So she's kind of like Wanda's chaos magic.
Okay.
Right? And basically she exists outside of time and space, watching all that could be. Then you have Death, who oversees the end of life, has the capability to create and restore. And then you have Oblivion, which is the cosmic force of nothingness. He works against eternity and infinity because to him, everything begins and ends with this void that he's in control of. So it's like different power sets, but all of these cats, eternity, infinity, death, Oblivion, Never Queen, they are beneath the Living Tribunal, right? So as I'm deep diving into this, I'm like, how are these guys kind of connected with? So the Living Tribunal, the only thing that get his attention is if it's like a multiversal incursion, something that's going to alter reality, right?
Okay.
That gets his attention. So I'm like, okay, so what happened with Loki? How does Loki fit into this? Right? Makes sense.
Mhm.
Well, Loki did ascend to the god of stories. He replaced He Who Remains. He's very powerful now, but he's not as powerful as the Living Tribunal. Then you got these other incursion creating maniacs, right? Wanda, Doom, and Strange. So how did they interact? Well, Strange once had, matter of fact, the Living Tribunal put the Earth on trial, and Strange was tasked to prove that Earth was worthy of not being obliterated, because Tribunal was going to obliterate it for all because the Earth has a lot of metahumans, and these people, they get in and they start doing some strange shit. And so the Living Tribunal was like, you know what? The easiest way to stop this is just to wipe them out. Sure. And then Strange had to, intervene. And he did that by showing how humans have, how much capacity and moral, blah, 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 all that bullshit. Doom got punished by the Living Tribunal for the shit that he did with the Molecule Man. Okay. So this is kind of probably going to be after Secret Wars and shit, right? And Wanda, even though she has this chaos magic and she has the capability to affect reality, never really had a conversation with the Living Tribunal. So I just kind of want to put those three in perspective, because we talk about them a lot and they're involved in all this multiversal stuff. Yeah. Now, what's interesting is that, so you have the One Above All, you have the Living Tribunal, you have all these other cats, Eternity, Infinity. The Watcher is like the doorman. He's powerful, but not really compared to the Living Tribunal. The Living Tribunal is literally second in command in this multiverse. Now, we talked about the Beyonder and the Beyonders. Remember, the Beyonder, the Beyonders are birthed into their own, each Beyonder is birthed into their own universe. And the only reason that he got a glimpse of our universe is because there was a crack in his. He observed Earth, so he came in, he started all this fucking Secret War shit because he was just curious about, why
he's bored.
Yeah, he's bored. Why did they do that kind of stuff? So that was the Beyonder that I grew up with. But in the rewrite, the Beyonder was, they said that he was basically a sliver of the power of the Beyonders. In other words, he was a water drop in the ocean of what is the Beyonders, right? Now the Beyonders, they're this old race of out that lives outside the Marvel multiverse, and they actually killed the Tribunal.
Okay.
So you look at this power structure, you got Eternity, Infinity, Death, Oblivion. Tribunal can make and create people like, Oblivion can create entities like Infinity and Eternity and shit like that. Then you got the Tribunal, but then you got the Beyonders that sit outside of this. And if they can destroy or kill the Tribunal, they can obliterate all these other cats. Matter of fact, to them, Infinity, Death, and Eternity, they're like test subjects to them. Yeah. They literally mean nothing to them. So the Beyonders are kind of like this is like the ultimate multiversal threat. However, but then you ask the question, well, if they're outside of all of this stuff and they can kill the Tribunal, are the Beyonders more powerful than the One Above All? And the answer is, of course, no. Okay. So basically, you got this. So if you look at these scales of power, and this is one of the things that I've always found so fascinating about comics. It's like, how does a person sit down and think about all this shit, right? Right. So you got like us, them, normal people, right? Then you got like us, the mutants, metahumans, things like that. And then you got like the Franklin Riches and the Valerias, and then you got the Phoenix, and then you got the Molecule Man. All these things pale in comparison to these cosmic entities. But then you got scales of cosmic entities. Right. You got the Watcher, he's, like I said, the doorman. Then you got Eternity, Infinity, Death.
So like, maybe he's not just a peeping Tom. He's there. He's the lookout.
Yeah, but his job is to, so you got an observer who interferes every once in a while.
Right. Even though he says he won't.
Even though he says that he wants. He's kind of useless.
He's full of shit.
Right. He's useless until he interferes with something, right? But then you got these other cats, Eternity, Infinity, Death. Then you got the Living Tribunal, which is the one that keeps balance and all this kind of stuff. Because so when Wanda pops off, start doing her chaos magic, and Strange, gets a fucking wire up his ass, right? So those characters don't even get the attention of, even as powerful as they are, they may or may not get the attention of the Living Tribunal. But then you got these Beyonder cats that are outside of the Marvel multiverse that are even more powerful, that can come in and they can just wreck shit. So, but I thought this was a very interesting character, the Living Tribunal. It's like they kind of like jokingly say that he's the Marvel's HR department. He only shows up when somebody does something on a cosmic, you break some kind of multiversal policy.
Yeah.
And the other thing you got to think about is like, the Living Tribunal only takes action on something, even though something might come to their attention. The three faces, the Living Tribunal only takes action if all three faces agree.
Okay.
On that action. Now, so you can imagine the awkward silence, right? If they don't all agree. It's like you agree and I agree, but then that one over there don't agree.
Shit.
So they just sitting around for eons, one like, oh, that bitch ass over there. So it's an interesting concept, but the entire idea is that you have these entities that are checkpoints within reality. They all have jobs, but you also realize that, you might have the local police, but then you got the National Guard. You might have the National Guard, but then you got the U.S. military.
Yeah.
So power is power until another power comes over. So anyway, this was an interesting deep dive for me. Pretty cool. It's just, I love this big science stuff.
Yeah.
And this falls right into it. So Living Tribunal.
Nice. Well, whoever suggested that one, that was a good suggestion.
Yeah.
John Bonvon. See how that works, bro?
Yeah.
You're my boy because you're on all the lies, but I can't ever let you forget that one time you had that really shitty hidden gem
Diablo.
suggestion. Yeah. We always fuck it up too. It was like so bad. I don't remember which one it was.
Yeah, some fire dude.
But the good thing about John is he's not a little bitch, so he doesn't get all offended. He knows we're just having fun.
Just having fun.
We're stirring the chaos, I guess. So the Living Tribunal. Dude, is his head not attached? Like, what's up with the fucking?
Well, it can't be attached because at some point he's got to talk to somebody, and I think the different faces can talk.
Okay.
So one might have something to say to
just like spin around, and like it's fucking trippy, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, listen, if we can get that blob of fucking Demi Moore and the other actress and all that shit, we should be able to see something like this on screen instead.
But see, the funny thing is that Doom, he's always after power, right? So when Doom was punished by the Living Tribunal because he attacked the Beyonder. So the Beyonder is the Beyonders are entities that are capable of killing the Living Tribunal, and fucking Doom goes after them to try to steal their power. So Doom's a badass.
Yeah,
dude.
he is. Yeah, he is. That's why I say, dude, he's the upgrade from Kang. He's the motherfucking upgrade. So anyway, that is Hidden Gem. We're going on to the final stretch here, Adrian. Agree to disagree. This is where I tell you why I'm right about everything and you're fucking wrong about everything. No, I got a handful of my opinions. I'm going to throw at Adrian right now, and Adrian's going to let you know, in his opinion, if he agrees or not. So,
let's do it.
Are you ready?
Let's go.
Let's do it. Number one, casting Robert Downey Jr. as Victor Von Doom was not lazy, like they say. It was fucking genius.
It was, and let's move on, please.
There we go. Iron Man, though, is no match for Dr. Doom. Alone. No match.
I would agree with that.
Okay. Batman would also whoop Iron Man's ass, Adrian.
I don't know about that.
Okay. You disagree?
Actually, no, I don't, because Tony relies on his tech too much.
Yeah. And I know it hurts you to admit that, dude.
No.
Actually, no, you switched recently.
Yeah.
You put Batman in the top tier.
Stark is very conceited.
Yeah.
So he has a lot of blind spots.
True. And Batman's not, dude.
I mean, quite frankly, the only thing Batman would do is like throw Catwoman in front of Tony.
Tony, how about the suit?
Exactly.
Yeah, true.
And it's done.
True. Dr. Doom would also whoop Kang's ass.
I would agree with that because Kang is really, he's kind of a time traveling kind of person, not necessarily.
I guess he could run away to another fucking timeline.
Right?
But and it's time, Adrian, for a Moon Knight season 2.
I absolutely don't agree.
Jean Grey as Phoenix would wipe the floor with Superman's bitch ass.
I agree.
Even though I like Superman now, but come on. Like, seriously? And if you don't believe that, then go watch the rest of the show. We broke down Phoenix's powers to where, Adrian, even you were floored a little bit at how powerful she was.
Yeah.
The movie Weapons was mid. People are glazing, Adrian.
At best.
Mid at best.
At best.
And if you're looking to a very family-friendly movie, go home and watch The Substance. No, not that one. And last but not least, subscribe to the YouTube, subscribe to Spotify, subscribe somewhere, dude.
Right.
Somewhere. And if you're up for it, if you want to get down with some other stuff, go check out the membership. Become a Legion of Interns member.
There you go.
$4.99 a month. You get a whole extra podcast, all other stuff. On that this week, I'm going to break down some Kang stuff. So we'll find out if I was lying when I said Doom would whoop his ass. But we're going to talk about his powers, which I was a little impressed with too. So anyways, Adrian, that's the show.
Yeah.
Guys, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for all the comments. And you know where to find us. We'll be back tomorrow on other stuff. You just can't get enough of us anymore, dude.
That's it.
So, Adrian, thanks for coming out.
Absolutely.
Guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next week right here on Only Comments.
Peace.